Field in Starkville, Mississippi. 15th ranked Auburn against 20th ranked Mississippi State. Let's get you caught up on what's happened to this point. A 39-yard field goal by Scott Westerfield misses wide on the first series of this game. And then Westerfield gets a chance to come right back on the second attempt in this game, and he chips it from 29 yards. He knew there he missed from 39, but the 29-yarder was straight and true. And Mississippi State leads Auburn by 3. Craig Bullerjack, Dean Blevins. Here's our game summary to this point. Rushing yards, very difficult to come by. They've got Rudy Johnson, who chewed up defenses. Dean, so far it's been Mississippi State.
It's been all Mississippi State, both offensively when they've had it and on the defensive side. They have shut down Rudy Johnson, and he gets stronger as the game goes on, but this is a mighty good Mississippi State defense he will be running against all afternoon.
Second down at 9 from the I formation. Wayne Mackin, the quarterback for the Bulldogs. Did a stumble on the snap, and they give it off to Dante Walker, and not much to the 25. Now, just before kickoff, unsportsmanlike conduct called on Mississippi State. And then, because they taunted the Auburn Tigers, Auburn comes back, Dean. They start jumping up and down there at midfield on the M of Mississippi State. Flags come out once again, and this is kind of that emotion we expected.
Well, no love lost between Jackie Sherrill and Tommy Tuberville and several of the Mississippi State players toward Tuberville, so tons of emotion this afternoon.
Third down at 12. Mississippi State coming up on the 2-minute mark. Hampton steps up. He's dangerous on the run. Throws and makes the connection out to Donald Lee. Is tied in to the 35. How important is this game? You look in the SEC West. Auburn perfect on the season, 5-0. They're perfect, obviously, in the division at 3-0. A very big game for Mississippi State today. Many believe, Dean, here that the winner of this game today will find their way to the SEC title game in December.
Well, I think that there's a very good chance of that. You know, Auburn will have gone through half the way through their conference schedule, and they will have won 2 key games on the road if they're able to win here. They won also at Mississippi, and that's what you have to do in the SEC, is win big games on the road.
Prentice Cole, the kick into some heavy wind, takes a bounce and goes back the other way at the 40, and it was touched and downed around the 43-yard line. So Auburn's going to have some fine field position when they get back on the field. A 22-yard kick.
Well, you mentioned the wind. It is around 15 miles an hour directly into the face of Mississippi State, so that's what affected that punt. Auburn hasn't been able to use it effectively, though, throwing the football.
Timeout. We'll come back to Starkville. Mississippi State by 3.
Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Green. The side you show the world is up to you.
Just seeing that black and silver sends shivers down my spine.
The Raiders collide with the 49ers.
Kind of like Mom's meatloaf.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. Sprint PCS. Solomon Smith Barney. And by Chevrolet Truck.
Back in Starkville, Auburn on the offensive attack. Rudy Johnson, no surprise, the ball carrier, and taken down by Galladay. Craig Bolerjack back with Dean Blevins. We saw a great game here on CBS down at the Orange Bowl, Florida State and Miami. Expect the same thing today here between Auburn, Mississippi State. Dean, it's going to be run, and a lot of defense.
No surprises. There'll be no mystery either. Got about as much mystery as some of those Peter Sellers Pink Panther movies. It's strength versus strength.
Leard from the shotgun, second down 7. Throws, it'll turn out. Ronnie Daniels, and he's taken down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Crimson jerseys, led by Josh Morgan. That's the one thing about Joe Lee Dunn's offense, Dean. They are in shape, and they go to the football.
Well, defensively, Joe Lee Dunn is going to have as good a group out there as you're going to see. And Ronnie Daniels here, he knows that. He's looking for a breakout game today. He is an All-American type receiver, but this season he's really been hamstrung and double-teamed.
That ends the first quarter here in Starkville, Mississippi, and the Bulldogs lead by 3.
Don't panic the clients, but we've got to get out of RHP now.
What just happened?
I'd like to introduce our new CEO and my kid brother, Tommy.
CEO!
See the story behind the numbers. Go to cbs.marketwatch.com.
So what's on for today?
Boss wants you, me, and Charlie to take the new Silverado and move them bales.
Is that Charlie?
Chevy Silverado has the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 pickup.
Then we gotta water the herd.
300 horses make it more powerful.
If there's any daylight left, we'll take Norm up to see the ladies.
More powerful than Ford and Dodge. That's why it's the truck. Silverado from Chevy.
Well, guess that's enough for today.
Everybody loves Raymond. Mondays on CBS. It's all here.
People enjoy first-class treatment. First class. That's what our customers say about our people, our products, and our performance. RJ Young provides first-class service and innovative digital products, like the Ricoh 6110 color copier or the Ricoh 850 black and white printer copier. At RJ Young, we believe you deserve no less than first class.
High school coaches, sign up for News 12 InstaSports and use the best team analysis tool on the web. It's easy. Go to WDEF.com. Click on the InstaSports icon and register your team. Get your final score in by news time by calling toll-free 1-8-SPORTS-NEWS from the sidelines. Then log on, enter your stats, and analyze your team's performance. All with News 12's InstaSports, a free service to the Tennessee Valley. Sign up today at WDEF.com.
Looking for a little more excitement this season? Enjoy the most football with DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket at Circuit City. You'll get up to 13 games every Sunday, and right now you can save up to $400. Get your DirecTV system at Circuit City, subscribe to Total Choice Platinum Programming and NFL Sunday Ticket, and get 3 free months of Total Choice Platinum. Plus, save $100 on standard professional installation and up to $40 on powered antennas. Now at Circuit City.
Connecting the Tennessee Valley and beyond. DopplerNet 12,000.
Against one another. Let's just say it's not a love affair.
Safe to say.
Start of the second quarter, Rudy Johnson offended, loses a couple of yards back to the 49.
Well, that's not how they have it drawn up on the blackboard, but things change when you're playing against Mississippi State. And here is our Exxon virtual playbook, and it is run, Rudy, run, as they run it from a multitude of sets. Here we have the tight end strong right. You have in the line blocking, scoop blocks on the right side, zone blocking on the left. The fullback leads up the middle. They get the handoff to Rudy 5 yards deep. And many times he's to the second level before you know it.
Well, Rudy Johnson's been averaging 143 yards a game so far today. 5 carries, 5 yards. Duval set to punt at his own 35. High snap. Faber back to receive for Mississippi State. This is the definition of high hanger. And taken at the 16, cut at the 17-yard line. The crowd saw a hand, wanted a flag. They won't get it. 34-yard kick.
Policeman, fireman, the mayor of my town. The dude's hanging off of the paper truck. Mr. Chang, down at the local deli, sells me morning coffee, wishes me good luck. This is for the people in my neighborhood. They help me through the day and make me feel good. This spot's for you. And you and you and you. This spot's for you.
Travis. We're here for a dishwasher.
Big on taste but low on cash? Check out the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu at Burger King. Serious food at an incredible price, like the Slammin' Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe or some tasty mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can have great taste for under $1.
America's new top cop says he can make crime a thing of the past.
You don't think I can do it? Just watch.
Crazy Nelson, The District, premieres CBS tonight.
Well, new goalpost this week at Scott Field. If you look close, Dean, there is Vaseline all over the goalpost. They tore them down after knocking off Florida a week ago. So the administration says no chances today.
Yeah.
Matkin on first down, play action. Waits up in that pocket and throws incomplete. And let's take you back 7 days. And many told us it's the biggest win in 20 years. And
well, this scares me to death. You know, you and I were watching this as it happened about 10 minutes after the ball game. One of them came down quickly. This one didn't, and it just scares me to death. But jubilation there. Jackie Sherrill said, you know, these people that were saying the cost of this and the mums got torn away. He says, we can buy new mums. We can buy new goalposts, but you can't buy the memories that we had from that one.
Well, they have a memory. Indeed.
Yeah, and now they have mums.
New ones. Matkin 8 of 13, 86 yards in the passing department. He'll roll out, looks downfield, sets and fires. Oh, pinball, incomplete. You talked about price of victory. I'll show you what the price of victory was. $7,000 for 2 new goalposts. Don't forget freight, Dean.
Well, there's that $25 donation down there at the bottom. That means that it was $3,900 and let's make that a $75
on landscape.
But the donation came from whom?
You know what's interesting about the $25 came from an anonymous donor who says any institution that knocks off Steve Spurrier, I automatically write a check and send it your way for $25.
So take that off the tab.
Mississippi State 0 for 4 this afternoon on third downs. Hampton looks one way, throws the other, hooks up with Brindle. Out of bounds around the 22 and tackled by Pounds.
Well, Auburn is fortunate that they are where they are in this game. The defense has stiffened, but in that first quarter, Mississippi State got off 20 plays to only 8 for them. They had the ball 10 minutes to only 4.5 for Auburn, and Mississippi State threw it at will. They were 8 of 12, so Tommy Tuberville's bunch has done what he wanted to do, just kind of hang in there until they hit stride.
Prentice Cole will punt. His 10, low snap, gets it away. Underneath is Clifford Robinson. He'll let it bounce and picks it up at the 30. Dangerous move, and then pulled down from behind at the 32. Edward Yates on that special teams making the play. 47-yard kick and a 4-yard return. CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot College football will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Mondays on CBS. It's all here.
I'm Dan Patrick in the ESPN Radio Shopper. Radio marketing is all about promotion. That's why we're blanketing the country with these ESPN radio backs. You can log on to ESPNradio.com and find out more about stations in your area. Or you can listen online. So just tune in. And if you happen to catch one of these bats, enjoy!
Don't miss a minute of ESPN coverage. Listen to Chattanooga's ESPN Radio, 1370.
When you've got more suspension travel, more cargo capacity, more ground clearance, and more durability, nothing gets in your way. Buy a new AutoCAD ATV and get a worn winch for just $69 or get a free 2-year extended service contract.
The Tennessee Valley is talking about News 12. More local news.
News 12 has more local news.
They concentrate more on the Chattanooga and surrounding areas.
To me, it's comfortable and I can trust them.
In less time.
I like the new fast-paced format.
Fits into my lifestyle very, very well.
I really like the way it flows.
More local news in less time.
When you want it.
You get an update of what you need when you need it.
Basically, I watch only News 12.
See why more and more people are watching News 12 for their news. Join us tonight. Sports fanatic John Appicello, weeknights at 6 and 11.
13:34 left here in the first half. Mississippi State at home against 15th ranked Auburn, and they lead by 3.
Well, one person who is missing out there, a very valuable member of Mississippi State's defense, is Dorsett Davis. He is one of the 4 315-pound linemen that they line up against Rudy Johnson with, but he won't be here today, or if he does play, it'll be the second half. He's hurt.
Now injured a calf last week. Leard, play action, first down, goes to the home run, ball up top, picked off and then dropped incomplete. Oh, Eugene Clinton, the right dog safety, had it right on track.
Auburn loves play action. That's after they establish the run. They haven't established the run, and so the play action is not there. The only people close to that football are wearing maroon. You know, Ben Leard doesn't throw many interceptions. 2 in the last 2 years, and one of them was a Hail Mary against Alabama that shouldn't count.
Off to a slow start here. Second down and 10. Rudy Johnson tripped up. And Dean, look at what Rudy Johnson has done. He leads the SEC in rushing at 143 yards a game. Game by game, 174, 165, 139. He had an off day, didn't he, at 110. And then last week against Vanderbilt, 128.
Well, he's just terrific, and he gets stronger as the game goes on. Rudy is a, you know, just watching him on tape, and we've seen tons of clips on him in the last few days. He's impressive the way he runs inside, the way he runs outside, and he gains momentum as the game goes on.
Injured Tiger is the right tackle, a third-year senior Colin Sears. They'll take a look at him, and we'll take a break. Bulldogs by 3.
Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of their special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want, plus all the salad and breadsticks for $7.95. Good thing I was born hungry. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Introducing
something totally new from Verizon Wireless. It's called New Every 2. We'll give you a new digital phone up to a $100 value every 2 years for free when you sign up for a 2-year agreement. So you'll always have the latest in wireless technology. It's never been easier to keep up with what's new. New Every 2, only from Verizon Wireless. Join in.
My boots, they're very important. I got to walk around all day in them. They better be comfortable and they better be right. These are my feet.
With Wolverine's DuraShocks, comfort is a guarantee.
Tim Brando in New York, and coming up on the AXA Halftime Report, Spencer and I will get you caught up on a huge day of college football, included the Red River rivalry, where Quentin Griffin had a record 6 touchdowns for Oklahoma. Now, back to Auburn and Mississippi State.
Timmy, there was a very excited guy in the booth with me right now. You know, Dean played QB at Oklahoma, and I couldn't keep him in the booth. You kept putting your nose out.
Well, I was interested in watching that game for a lot of reasons. It is a huge win for Bob Stoops and that Oklahoma program. Well, that is the biggest win that they've had in, gosh, maybe 5 or 10 years.
In Dallas today, Colin Sears is going to have to be taken off in one of those chair stretchers. And you know what? Noel Mazzoni, the offensive coordinator, told us, and also Tommy Tuberville, one reason why you're 5-0 is because the offensive line has been intact throughout the entire 5-game win streak.
And this is very disappointing for not only Sears, but his staff and his teammates, because you build up some continuity and consistency, and playing together is so important. And now you come in, number 72 will be Jeremy Tanget. He's a nice player. He's not Sears. And we'll see what that does to the running game, which has been ineffective so far anyway.
3rd down and 8. Auburn so far this afternoon 0 for 3 on 3rd down opportunities. From the shotgun, Lear. Good protection, sets up and throws to the far sideline. It's caught and pulled down.
Late penalty flag was thrown in, and I didn't see what the call would have been. But Daniels is a player who's looking to have a breakout game. I mean, just an All-American type receiver, and he hasn't, as the call will go against Auburn. He hasn't done it so far this season.
Doyle Jackson, our referee today.
Well, this one will take it way back, and Auburn will be facing a 3rd and long. Not quite the 3rd and long we had here last week. What did the Gators get into?
That was pass interference by the offense. Penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot, 3rd down.
The Gators were 3rd and 50 some odd. Watch at the top.
3rd and 59.
3rd and 59. Watch them at the top of the screen here. I missed it.
3rd down 23. That wipes out the 10-yard gain. Lear throws. Was he in bounds? Yes. Intercepted. No. Now they wave it off. One official came up with the hands down.
Fred Smoot is a terrific cornerback. Watch him on this play. He will be to the right of your screen here. Number 2. Watch the break on this ball. That ball was poorly thrown by Leard, and we've talked about he doesn't throw interceptions, but Smoot is a remarkably gifted athlete who can turn in any direction.
Duval again at the punt, averaging 45 yards a kick. This one takes a little hop at midfield. Picked up Huntington and then tackled at the 47. So a timeout here in Starkville. Mississippi State by 3.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11.
Ish.
Marky, go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. I can just get in bed. It's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Click on CBS Sportsline and get points for wild adventures, big-time sporting events, cool collectibles, and more. CBS Sportsline. You get more when you've got to know more.
12:17 left here in Starkville, Mississippi before the half. Hey, that's the hottest song around these parts. Who let the dogs out?
That'll get you fired up, won't it? Hear it in about every stadium now.
Williamson, the fullback, to Dante Walker, the tailback. Walker, the handoff. At the 50, stumbles at the 45, 40, and walks out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Boy, deceptive speed.
Dante Walker is coming into his own. Last week, a huge weekend, and the offensive line here at Mississippi State's gotten better and better each game. He's at the second level immediately. Arm tackles will not work against this guy. He came in as the best player in the state a couple of years ago. Last year, a disappointing season, but right now, he is on the verge of a big-time breakout season.
Well, the line judge able to see he stepped out of bounds at the 41. For a gain of 12 first down, Mississippi State. Throws on the run. Justin Griffith, touchdown. Yards, and Houdini, Wayne Matkins, steps away from pressure and finds a wide open Justin Griffith.
And that's the key. That is the key, that Matkin was able to be elusive in the pocket, to be nimble, to step up by time. And when he did, he found the busted coverage in the secondary, and Griffith was wide open and takes it in. And with this defense, a 10-point lead could be significant, if it's assuming he knocks this one through.
Third touchdown thrown by Matkin in the first. Caught for Griffith this season. Westerfield extra point is up and good. Mississippi State up by 10.
What's my investment strategy? How about buy things before they go up?
For a personal financial plan, please press 5.
I'm going to pay for this. What was I?
This market's still got a lot of upside.
This market's going south. Why didn't they like this last month?
Can't believe Dad thought he could check stock prices on this thing.
Okay, 2 of your stocks are up. What about the other 15?
Thank you, Payne Weber.
Where do you find inspiration? What if the things you do every day could be done with tools so instinctive, using them would be like riding a bike? If technology became your silent partner, imagine what you could imagine. We believe it's time to move beyond information technology to inspiration technology. Welcome to the new IT from Compaq.
The nation's new top cop is a renegade.
Hold on, Chief. No, you hold on.
And the perfect man for the job.
This place isn't going to know what hit it.
Craig Nelson, The District, premiere CBS tonight.
Oh, it's that old saying, drop and give me 10.
Well, normally at Mississippi State, they may not do as many push-ups as they would like because it's not been an explosive offensive school. Today, it's a little different story. Defensively, they don't allow many push-ups from the opposition.
Quick scoring offense, 17 seconds, 53 yards, 2 plays, and Griffith on that wide open toss from Mackin, 41 yards.
Well, the numbers are ugly if you're an Auburn fan so far. 0 first downs, 7 for Mississippi State. And Auburn has a grand total of 12 plays and 15 yards. And we knew that Mississippi State's defense was terrific, but we're talking about against an Auburn balanced offense that has been terrific this season. And we are 3 minutes into the second quarter, and they have 15 total yards.
Dean, another note Auburn fans will not want to hear, but the Bulldogs have won 9 of their last 10 when Matkin throws a touchdown. John Michael Marlin will kick it away. At the 6-yard line, Robinson heads to the near side and brought down at the 22. Well, Dane, college football today, NFL action tomorrow here on CBS, doubleheader day, Buffalo, Miami. Hey, how about the undefeated Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers? And then later on, it's Oakland and the San Francisco 49ers. It all begins with the NFL today, presented by Southwest Airlines at high noon. Jim Nantz and the guys will have all the scores, highlights, everything you need on another great Sunday afternoon around the NFL.
Jets.
Jets.
Oh, go get 'em, Jets.
Vinny. First and 10, Auburn, down 10. They start this drive from the 23-yard line. Rudy Johnson, almost like running slow motion right now. He's looking for a hole, basically. He's tackled at the 27.
Well, I love his offensive line. I think that number 55, the center, Ben Nowland, is one of the best I have seen this season. The other guys do a good job, but we can't overemphasize what he's playing against today. 134 carries on the season. That's a bunch for this time of the year. Already has 7 touchdowns, and he gets stronger, but he will have to for Auburn.
Only 11 yards on 7 carries to this point. Second down. Rudy Johnson breaking a couple of tackles. So tough is Rudy Johnson after contact is made. He was stopped maybe for a 2-yard loss, but gets back up to the 29.
Well, he packs a big punch at 5'9", 230. Watch him bounce off would-be tacklers. These tacklers are good. They have one goal out here today, and that's to tackle Rudy. But he's about 5'9", and he's probably a little heavier than that.
Auburn 0 for 4 on third down tries. They're looking at third down and 4. Leard from the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the near side.
Watch the fade route here.
Leard blitzes on over the middle, incomplete.
You know what, Craig? Leard is not going to have time to do anything more against this defense than a quick 3-step drop. 3 steps, get rid of it. 1, 2, 3, got to get rid of it. Birdsong on the blitz, and you see what I'm talking about. This defense will blitz from all angles. They'll send different people every time, and you can't find any rhythm.
4th and 4. Duvall once again will punt to Huntington. Short but high. Takes an Auburn bounce and down to around the 30. Flags come down. 40-yard kick, and half of that was after it took a bounce.
Well, that was dangerous. There's Smooth doing something that he rarely does. He's talking. What a delightful guy.
Yeah.
We've really enjoyed being able to visit with him the last couple of weeks, but his mouth runs quicker than his feet.
Here's Doyle Jackson.
Foul was holding during the return by the returning team. Penalty of 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Well, premiering tonight on CBS, Washington, D.C.'s new police commissioner is handpicking the best crime-fighting team in the nation. Now the people have someone on their side. Emmy winner Craig T. Nelson stars in The District. Don't miss the premiere tonight right here on CBS. New quarterback for Mississippi State, Kevin Fant, in for Matkin. Dante Walker, the ball carrier. He'll lean and get a couple to the 22. So Kevin Fant, redshirt freshman, and a Moss Point, Mississippi is in.
And you might say, why change quarterbacks now? Because Wayne Matkin is fine. He just threw a touchdown pass. They really like this guy. That's the answer. They think he has tons of potential. He's a spunky guy. We watched him in practice the last couple of weeks, and he throws a very accurate ball. So they're going to get him in one way or another.
Grindle and Tubbs. Split out to the far side. Little toss sweep. Dante Walker, not much. To the 22. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and Robinson, the left corner, made the stop.
Pork Chop Womack is not playing right now. He has had a stress fracture. in his left leg, and that has kept him out of practice all season long, and he's been playing in the games. But, you know, he was really hobbling on Thursday when we were out there. He's been replaced by Carl Hutchins, 72.
Third down. Fant, play action, fears pressure, steps up and throws, incomplete. Boy, a hard lick by Rodney Creighton.
Yeah, that was great defense, but Mississippi State fans, this is why Fant's in the ballgame. I mean, he just came off the bench. He's able to step up into the pocket under intense pressure, find an open man, and knock it in there. You know, they told us they were going to get Fant in the ballgame regardless. I didn't see Madkin go down, but we now get word that he's having trouble breathing.
Prentice Cole, his third punt. Clifton Robinson tackled, no return at the 36. Well, Auburn's War Eagle has been with the team since 1986. This is War Eagle 6. She no longer travels due to age and stress, but Dean, this year, for the first time since 1989, she has flown before home games, and her name, of course, Tiger. And that is our U.S. Army heritage.
Well, I wish Tiger had made that trip. What a beautiful bird is Madkin there with the team doctors.
Well, you got a set of shoulder pads. Dean, you know this.
A dead ball, personal foul, late hit by the kicking team, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
As a former quarterback, you got the flak jacket on, and it can be tough to breathe.
Well, it can be. He must have taken a lick on that touchdown pass. But they wanted to get Fant in, and they were going to get him in one way or another.
Under center is Ben Leard. Auburn down 10, 8:34 left. In the first half, Rudy Johnson, the ball carrier, slices his way to the 45, and a flag is tossed. Connor Stevens, the first to make contact.
And Mississippi State pointing as though it's holding on Auburn. We'll see the official call, but, yeah, that's the way it goes. Auburn has had good field position, and it's not as though they've been backed up into their own end zone. They've just had no luck on first downs, and when you don't have luck on first down, it's tough to convert.
Now, once again, we'll listen in to Doyle Jackson.
Foul is holding by the offense. The penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
Well, test your sports knowledge. Play Aflac Trivia at cbs.sportsline.com or America Online. Keyword CBS Sportsline.
Tommy Tuberville is a defensive coach, but his teams have put a lot of points up recently. He told us before this one is we just kind of want to feel our way around. We'll finally get into a groove sooner or later offensively, but I don't think he had any idea that this is what he was wanting to do.
First and 20, 4 wide receivers set. Lear all day to throw. Throws underneath. Sliding catch at midfield. Hauled down by Tim Carter. Mario Hagan made a tackle, and yep, another yellow flag down.
Well, Galladay and Blade there, that's 630 pounds of beef in maroon. When they want to get to the quarterback, it's hard to contain those guys without holding.
Now, Blade had a couple of sacks last week. SEC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
For his effort against the Gators.
And they aren't missing big Dorsett Davis so far.
I'm losing track. Is that 3 in a row? 3 flags?
I believe it is.
Foul is holding by the offense. The penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, the first down.
I'm keeping track of Auburn's first downs. That's easier. They've got 0. Let's see if we can catch the hold here. 73. There, that is the call, and that is the correct call, as Simmons guilty of the hold.
Well, total yards, Dean, 177 to 22 for the Auburn Tigers. First and 30. Three wide receivers to the top of your screen. Leard from the shotgun. Throws underneath. In and out of the hands of Robert Johnson, the freshman tight end, and Josh Morgan was right there.
You know, Tommy Tuberville's offense last year was nothing. And they were next to last in rushing, and therefore everyone knew they were going to throw, and that made them ineffective in the passing game. Well, this year, the emergence of Rudy has made teams respect the run. So that sets up play action and your ability to throw. But not having anything going your way, you can't really get the defense on its heels, and Mississippi State is anything but that right now.
We saw the numbers on Lear, 2 of 8. He's pretty accurate passer, 62% on the season. He goes up top and right on the numbers. Reggie Worthy now incomplete at midfield, and boy, the Dogs are taking some licks. Birdsong and Smoot.
Well, those Dogs were licking their chops on that one. They love those routes over the middle, and for a ball to be hung in the middle, it's a well-thrown pass. But watch Birdsong come in, number 6, and Smoot, as always, in perfect position.
You know, Leard, as I mentioned, so accurate. It's 62%, but he's 0 for his last 5. That ball was on the number. But defensively, it's hard to hang on with a couple of hits. Leard out of the pocket, throws a floater, incomplete. He wanted Robinson. And now that brings up another punting situation. Duval already with 5 punts on the afternoon, averaging just under 43 yards a kick.
This is into that stiff wind.
Low snap. Larry Huntington awaits.
That's like a 60-degree wedge. It was hit pretty well, but you get a 60-degree wedge up in 20-mile-an-hour wind, and it'll come back at you.
33-yard kick, and let's look at the Dean's list.
How about Dantzler? Woody Dantzler over at Clemson. I think this is one of the biggest stories in the year. Running, passing, he's in there. Up for the Heisman, and his team's undefeated. Alabama, one of the big stories, but for Alabama fans, it's been the tide rolling up and then down and then up and down. And Texas today, with Major Applewhite starting, Chris Sims, they've gone back and forth as starters, and today it just did not work out in Texas.
I think you better add this guy to the list. Jolie Dunn's defense.
Done and done. What do you say?
Back in the ball game. The running smooth is DeCenzo Miller. What a combination they have at tailback. Last week, Miller and Walker combined for 328 yards. Dean, 44 carries. You break that down, that's 7.5 yards a carry. Walker comes out, Miller comes in, and they continue to punish Auburn.
Nothing fancy. Donald Lee, a terrific block, and Hutchins does his job, but DeCenzo Miller is hitting that hole very quickly. A lot of incentive today. We talk about no love lost for Tommy Tuberville with some of these players. DeCenzo Miller feels that way because of a recruiting situation that happened when he was recruited by Mississippi.
And round, and it was snuffed out nicely by Auburn. Number 36, Roderick Hood, the roverback, stayed home.
And to elaborate on that thought, Tommy Tuberville has done such a good job of winning where he's been. You know, the Auburn program now is doing really well, and he did at Ole Miss. But in this state, Mississippi State and Mississippi, those schools don't like each other. And he recruited most of these Mississippi State players to Mississippi, and it just wasn't pretty at times.
From the eye play action. Grant throws. Good catch. Terrell Grindle, who was very quiet last week, only 1 reception against the Gators for 3 yards, pulls down another pass, and that one a 15-yarder. Grindle, a sophomore from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
He's the best of the receivers. He's the big play receiver, and he has track speed. He's a 4.3 40 runner.
5 catches for 50 yards. Kent coming cold off the bench for Mackin. Moving. There was some movement right there in the backfield. Looked like a little hop and skip by Justin Griffith. 31. Dean, again, I'll ask you the old quarterback question. Was that a cadence?
Yeah.
Because of his difference cadence for Fant?
Dead ball. False start. But the offensive backfield. Penalty 5 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
I would think Griffith is used one way maybe to what Matkin calls out, and maybe that time he just anticipated a little early.
Maybe so, but you know, Fant gets about a third of the reps, closer to a half maybe in practice, so they get a lot of practice with him.
Fant throws into the backfield. Nice one-hand grab. DeCenzo Miller couldn't escape the grasp of Hood, the rover back. We got word now that Matkin, Dean, bruised ribs, and it's a question mark if he'll be able to return or not.
Wow, this all goes on to Fant then if that happens, and so he will find out very quickly, as we will, if he's as good as the Mississippi State thinks, as Mississippi State and the coaching staff thinks he is. I think in this case, as well as your defensive play for Mississippi State, just don't get yourself beat.
Bulldogs up by 10. Under 5 minutes left in the half. Second down and 19. Movement. And once again, we see yellow. You look at that score. Iowa State at home against Nebraska.
Iowa State, Dan McCarney are having a terrific year. It's at Iowa State. And I didn't predict Nebraska to win, but I have been saying all week that it wouldn't surprise me if they did and that it would be a close game.
Dead ball. Offside by the defense. Penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. Still second down.
Nebraska defensively, they lose their coordinator, Charlie McBride, and they lost several talented players. They're not quite the Nebraska defense that we've come to know.
Oh, look at the penalties in this first half. 9 total. 80 yards. Fant from the shotgun, and now they're going to call this play dead.
And there's a lot of talking going on between these two teams.
Fellas, a dead ball. Preliminary movement. Defensive lineman. Penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. Still second down.
Doyle Jackson's getting more airtime than you, Dean. Hey, Sunday on 60 Minutes, Tina Sinatra, on her father's last days, the woman she wishes he hadn't married and what he and the mob did for Jack Kennedy. Interesting hour, Sunday on 60 Minutes. Into the arms of DeCenzo Miller. And they'll take a couple Auburn Tigers down to the 12-yard line.
What a diversified attack.
Look at this.
DeCenzo limping off. I saw him get kicked in practice 2 days ago as he is the placement holder. So now he has a right foot problem and a right hand problem. Left side, it's fine.
Miller leads this game right now with 7 carries for 70 yards. Dante Walker checks in at the tailback spot. 3rd down and 2. Fan on the option. Walker turns the corner, breaks the tackle. First down inside the 10-yard line. And Pounds moving around for Auburn. Devarius Pounds, number 41.
Well, they'll come option. Good job by Fant in execution. Alton Moore almost gets to Walker, but Walker is so strong. He will break through those arm tackles just as Johnson will on the other side. 0 first downs, folks.
1st and goal at the 9. Sprint out. Hit and then drop. Boy, they read it nicely. Travarius Robinson, the left corner, had it in his grasp and let it go.
I don't know where Fant got confused here. That ball was not tipped. And it also was not near his receiver. Fant and Mississippi State awfully lucky there.
That brings up 2nd down, 8th play of this drive. To the 1. Alex Lincoln made the tackle. And Tuberville's trying to figure out how to stop the ground game of Mississippi State.
Well, I think the defense is just so off balance. They don't know what's about to hit them. Nice play action there. It's a draw coming up the gut. Terrific blocking, but Mississippi State's been running option. They threw it off them in the first quarter through 12 passes, and Auburn is confused.
Full house backfield, up and in. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
That's very dangerous what Fant did that time. He got away with it, and it's a good call because it was over the goal line. But when you stick that football out there, it is anyone's property, and you're hoping that the official sees it and says touchdown right there.
Well, it popped out.
It did, but it crossed the plane.
Yeah. Scott Westerfield will try the extra point. Davey Crawley is going to have to hold because of the injury to DeCenzo Miller,
or injuries.
Kick is away and up and true. 17-0 Mississippi State.
People put off till tomorrow the things they should do today. It's easy, right?
Anthony Padilla, AXA Advisors.
Especially when it comes to a financial plan. I work with a lot of people my age. They say, Anthony, I'm young. What's the rush?
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
I say, start now. Sure, you've got a lot of expenses, but you've got this huge advantage, too, and that's time. Hey, I know it isn't easy, but my job is to get you started.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
My turn. The power and performance of rigid wet dry vacs. Built so heavy duty they carry a lifetime warranty. Like our 16-gallon vac that converts to a 210-mile-per-hour blower in seconds. And the Home Depot's got it for just $99 every day. Rigid. Buy it at the Home Depot.
You never know who's going to show up on the NFL Today. Sundays on CBS.
2:16 left before half. Mississippi State on top of unbeaten Auburn by 17 here at the sellout Scott Field.
They are eating this thing up. I mean, this is a wonderful atmosphere. It only seats a little over 40,000, but it's a 40,000 that's full of energy and life.
9 plays, 63 yards, under 5 minutes. Fant jumped it up and in, but the big play was DeCenzo Miller's 30-yard run that got him down close.
Let's watch the leg here of John Michael Marlin. He told me the other day that he's played some soccer. Said, I never wanted to mess to play in any other position in football. He says, smart. Very smart.
Well, he gets a good leg this time, and smartly Carter takes the knee about 4 yards deep.
I'm not believing the numbers that keep being peppered over here to me. Mississippi State has run 37 plays to 18 for Auburn. And Auburn still is stuck at 22 yards of total offense.
Let me see. Let me do my math. 2 to 1.
Not exactly.
Average yards. This also tells the tale here, Dean. Nearly 6.5.
Yeah, 4 is what Mississippi State had wanted to get. So they're 2.4 over that. That makes play calling easier.
1st and 10, down 17 from the 20. Lear, shotgun, throws near side. Marcel Willis. Boy, gang tackle. 1, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bulldogs in the area, and Sean Birdsong led the charge. Jolie Dunn, in his 5th year here, the defensive coordinator for Mississippi State. I mean, it's well known that he's the highest paid defensive coordinator in the SEC. I mean, they're paying for this defense, and he has used different combinations. He will blitz you in different packages. 2nd down, Rudy Johnson wrapped up. Well, coming up on the AXA halftime report, Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman. Of course, you're going to have all the scores and highlights, plus the latest college football news. Stay tuned. That's coming up on the AXA halftime report.
Well, you mentioned Joe Lee Dunn. He's a guy that is unconventional. He does things his way. His defenses play unconventionally. Very, very dedicated to his profession. As you see the man on the offensive side who is really struggling with play calling right now, Noel Mazzoni.
Mazzoni coached with Joe Lee Dunn at New Mexico. Mazzoni was a quarterback for the Lobos. Lear, good protection underneath and full forward. That was a tough catch. Marcel Willis took a shot from behind and in the numbers by Knight and the Pig Prather.
I think you're going to have to get some vertical game going if you're Auburn. You've got to get your tight ends into the game. Diamond's a nice player. They've got another tight end and a 6'6" freshman who's a good-looking athlete in Johnson. I think anything you do east and west against this speedy, aggressive defense is not going to work.
Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of their special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want, plus all the salad and breadsticks for $7.95. Good thing I was born hungry. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Enterprise? Hi, my car's out of commission, so I'm out of commission.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Fourth down for Auburn, and once again, punting situation. Damon Duval back to return is Larry Huntington. Not much time left here before half, but Mississippi State's going to have 5 field positions. Wow. Let me take that back because a boomer just got him off the foot of Duval into some pretty stiff wind. It's still rolling. Inside the 10, down inside about the 8.5-yard line.
And that's the best offensive play they've had all day. I don't remember the last time I saw a team not make a first down in an entire first half. It's a combination of the frustrations on Auburn's part, but it is also just terrific aggressive defense by Joe Lee Dunn's bunch.
Well, that punt covered 65 yards. Duval's been credited this year for 71.
There's Joe Lee Dunn right there. Here's a guy that comes to the office at 3 in the morning on Sunday to look at game tape. He says, I don't want people to bother me. If no one's there, I'll drink coffee up there. He is a unique fellow.
Matkin is back, as is Jacinzo Miller, who had his ankle retaped. And a big pile up there around the 10-yard line.
Won't surprise you to know that Joe Lee Dunn this week did more film preparation than he's done since he's been at Mississippi State University, and I think the homework paid off in the first half.
That ends the first half here in Starkville. Mississippi State leading Auburn 17-0. We now take you back to Tim Brando in our New York studio. Tim.
He's TV's most outspoken doctor. Becker, season premiere, CBS Monday.
Don't let your minutes go bad. Get Bell South Rollover, the only minutes that roll over to the next month. And now get half off on select Nokia phones at your local Bell South Mobility store.
Can we talk woman to woman? As a mother and homemaker, I know how important it is to have plenty of hot water. All those baths, showers, clothes to be washed, dishes. That's why you should have a natural gas water heater. All the hot water you need for your family, and you can save over $200 per year on operating costs. Call Chattanooga Gas Company. They can finance your natural gas water heater for 24 months with absolutely no interest. Call Chattanooga Gas today. You'll be glad you did.
It was pretty amazing, actually. Your eye just completely relaxes, and then 10 seconds later, you're done. I tell them that it is worth it. I tell them it's easy, it's instant gratification, and that there's no question they should do it.
High school coaches, sign up for News 12 InstaSports and use the best team analysis tool on the web. It's easy. Go to WDEF.com. Click on the InstaSports icon and register your team. Get your final score in by news time by calling toll-free 1-8-SPORTS-NEWS from the sidelines. Then log on, enter your stats, and analyze your team's performance. All with News 12's InstaSports, a free service to the Tennessee Valley. Sign up today at WDEF.com. Courts in session, weekdays at 4, only on Channel 12.
The AXA Halftime Report is sponsored by AXA Advisors, building futures.
Welcome back to the AXA Halftime Report with the score in Starkville. Incredibly, Mississippi State 17-0 over Auburn. Tim Brando along with Spencer Tillman. Well, Madkin's hurt, got rib problems. Fant comes in. Rudy Johnson's been stopped.
No, that's the key. All you can do is look at his numbers. 9 carries, 16 yards. This is a guy that averages 143 yards a game. Mississippi State doing a job here.
Yeah, and Auburn, they just can't stand prosperity, these SEC teams. The only unbeaten team is Auburn going in. Let's get you caught up now on all of today's action. And this is the shocker that opens the landscape in college football for any team that has one loss to still make a run. Ken Dorsey to Najee Davenport. This 24-yard hookup makes it 7-0. Then Miami linebacker Dan Morgan will intercept this pass. It's 17-0. That was the same score it was in '88 when Florida State came in #1. That year, Miami won the game 31-0. It would be a little different this year, Spencer.
That's right, because Chris Winkie was really playing. He's going to hit Antoine Bolton here for a 48-yard hookup. Cut Miami's lead to 17-7. Fantastic performance by Winkie. He's on fire today. Meantime, Winkie's doing it again, folks. 29-yard hookup, touchdown pass here to Archie Bell. That had the lead 24-20 at the time. They're closing the gap.
After a turnover by Miami opened the door for Florida State, Jeremy Shockey would make his first career touchdown reception here to give them the lead. But then a walk-on freshman, Matt Munyon, with 4 seconds, and it would be wide right 3. And that had a happy coach from Miami.
It's a great win, and you got words just don't describe how proud you are of a group of guys. When they fight against every kind of adversity, they never gave up. They continued to play to the last second. We knew it was going to be a 60-minute game, and I just can't tell you how proud I am of them.
Did you honestly believe you could come back at the end?
Yeah, we've had 3 great 2-minute drills this year in games, and we've gone down, scored touchdowns. Those kind of things build confidence. Kenny Dorsey had an outstanding game today. Guys just kept making plays. And in big games like this, your big players have got to step up and make plays, and today's our did.
Butch Davis's reclamation project, not complete, but he is back, 27-24. Now, what does this do? Well, obviously, with Iowa State and Nebraska, it means that Nebraska needs to continue winning. Nebraska, 14-13, trailing Iowa State. They wanted an onside kick to open this game. Virginia Tech and Temple, 35-13 in this ball game, and it was, again, vintage Vic. The momentum clearly with this Virginia Tech team. They should move up to #2 next week. They go on to win after beating the Temple of Doom today. Bobby Wallace's club going down. Kansas State and Kansas. Remember a few years ago, this was the Futility Bowl. Both teams were 0-30-1.
A little shallow cross right there. Jonathan Beasley doing a great job of hitting the guy on the motion and movement. I'll tell you what, K-State was on fire, 35-0 at that point.
No doubt about it. 32 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns for Beasley. Now you look at Clemson, quietly making its move up in the second quarter against Chuck Amato, former Florida State defensive coach. 20-10, there you have it, Clemson with the lead. Now, this was the AP Top 7 coming in today, Spencer.
Yeah, you got a problem here. Florida State, couple of biggies. Michigan gets knocked off today. Now, here's the situation you're looking at that's promising for Miami. Nebraska's got to turn around and play Kansas State. And how about Virginia Tech's got to look at Miami? And all of a sudden, hey, don't forget Oklahoma now. Oklahoma could be back in the mix. They got Kansas State on the road, and they come back, and they may play host to Nebraska. So it should be fun.
And Nebraska is in trouble as we speak right now. The bottom line is that Miami controls its destiny. If they can win out, they get to play Virginia Tech, almost assuring themselves, if they win every game, a shot at the national title. Now, coming up, more scores and highlights. We'll see if Northwestern stayed undefeated in the Big Ten and whether Florida recovered against LSU when the AXA halftime report continues. Enter Kevin Fant for an injured Wayne Madkin. Crosses the plane, counted for 6.
The all-new, responsive Chrysler Sebring Performance Sedan. Proof that it's not the destination, it's the drive. Now lease the Chrysler Sebring LX Sedan for $259 a month.
Someday, at a job interview, they'll ask, do you work well under pressure? Try not to laugh.
My brother's son said he had an idea that'd make us rich.
That funny-looking kid said that.
Said we can use the internet.
The internet? We ain't selling books, we're selling feed, and we already sell every ranch in the county.
Harlan, you ever been outside the county? Well?
Give me a minute, I'm thinking.
Go where you wanna go.
Introducing Goodyear's new and improved AquaTread 3. At highway speeds in a downpour, a set of AquaTread 3 tires pumps away over 6 gallons of water per second for outstanding wet traction. That's serious technology. Freedom from worry. The all-new 80,000-mile wet traction, dry traction AquaTread 3.
Serious freedom.
Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
That Nakatani merger is brilliant. We got to move on that now.
Talk to me about the Nakatani merger.
It's big. Deals like that don't happen overnight.
I wonder what brought those two together.
You make that putt, Nakatani. You got yourself a deal.
See the story behind the numbers. Go to cbs.marketwatch.com.
Auburn University researchers have designed and patented a microchip that will enable airbag systems to react 1,000 times faster during an accident, making them smarter, more reliable, and most importantly, safer.
Each and every week, be sure to check out the CBS Sportsline 115 poll, which ranks all 115 Division I-A teams. Just click on NCAA football at cbs.sportsline.com or AOL users keyword CBS Sportsline. Welcome back to the AXA Halftime Report. Right back to the college football scoreboard. Plenty to talk about. The Boilermakers beat the guys with the funny helmets, 32-31. After they had missed a field goal earlier, it's the young man, Dorsch, putting it through with just seconds left. Travis Dorsch to give Joe Tiller a much-needed victory, 32-31. Drew Henson, 26 of 35. The big story in this ballgame, Drew Brees, 286 yards, 2 touchdown passes, keeping it in the Big Ten. Ohio State and Wisconsin, 20-0. Now the Buckeyes looking to slide back into the national hunt as well. Combs, 8 carries, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns in the game. Now, Texas and Oklahoma, 63-14 in the Red River rivalry
This is
game.
not your father's Sooner Schooner, but when they need to punch it in, boy, they go on the ground. That's Quentin Griffin there, 6 TDs. That's a record for him.
Josh Bagosh, Heupel getting it done in a big way today against Texas. They clearly got a quarterback problem, not a luxury. LSU and Florida in the SEC. Tennessee, of course, losing last week to the Tigers, but Rohan Davey did not finish this game. He was hurt playing on a leg and a half. Rex Grossman did play well, and this is the go-to receiver, Jamar Gaffney. One of his 8 receptions on the day. He had 3 touchdowns in the ball game. The Gators move on and are 5-1 in league play. TCU, the poster child for the have-nots of college football.
Huge day for Damian Tomlinson. 49 carries. Boy, he carried it a lot. 294 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4,079 yards for his career. That's big.
It is, and they're going to continue to win games and have no shot at the national title, even though they may wind up unbeaten. Arizona and USC. Now, remember, the Trojans lost last week to Oregon State. Arizona was a preseason number 8 team, and they're up 21-6 at the half in this game. Paul Hackett's in a bit of trouble. Northwestern Indiana, 52-33. How about Damian Anderson for an unsung star?
Hey, how about the play selection? You want to freeze and get great angles on your linebackers? How about the counter draw right there? Creating it 73 yards for a touchdown. Northwestern was up big after that.
Hey, they've scored 171 points this year. That was 30 more than they had scored all of last season. They just threw 52 spot on Antoine Randall L's team today, and there you see the final 52-33. Stanford and Notre Dame now in the third, 20-7 the score in that one. Well, it has been a magnificent day, and the landscape has indeed changed, and we invite you to stay tuned for a second half, including one of the few unbeaten teams in college football. That would be the Auburn Tigers, but right now, State is up on them by a score of 17-0. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your game.
The AXA Halftime Report is sponsored by AXA Advisors, building futures.
People put off till tomorrow the things they should do today. It's easy, right?
Anthony Padilla, AXA Advisors.
Especially when it comes to a financial plan. I work with a lot of people my age. They say, Anthony, I'm young. What's the rush?
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
I say, start now. Sure, you've got a lot of expenses, but you've got this huge advantage, too, and that's time. Hey, I know it isn't easy, but my job is to get you started.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pastable. You pick any of their special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want, plus all the salad and breadsticks for $7.95. Good thing I was born hungry. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Walking around on your feet, you're on those 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life you're standing on your feet here at work. You need to be comfortable.
With Wolverine DuraShocks, comfort is a guarantee.
Some home improvement stores have been telling you that they have lower prices than the Home Depot. Somebody's been very bad. The Home Depot guarantees the low price on every item every day. That's our position, and we're not budging.
How would you like to work with molecular biologists designing genetically improved crops, or use remote sensing technology to manage Earth's resources from space? You could even help design the next generation of aircraft and submarines, learning and working in the only National Science Foundation Engineering Research Center focused on supercomputing. You can do it all at Mississippi State, a national research university preparing leaders for the 21st century.
Tina Sinatra on her father's last days, the woman she wishes he hadn't married, and what he and the mob did for Jack Kennedy. 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Good afternoon. This is a CBS News Update. I'm Russ Mitchell in New York. Violence spread to Israel's border with Lebanon today, where guerrillas captured 3 Israeli soldiers. It's the first such seizure in 14 years. Israel's Prime Minister Barak countered with an ultimatum. Correspondent David Hawkins has the latest.
Israel's ultimatum. 48 hours. If Yasser Arafat doesn't stop the violence that swept across the Palestinian territories in the next 2 days, Israel's soldiers will act with, quote, full force against protesters. Israel's Prime Minister Ehud Barak says he's no longer convinced Arafat is ready for peace. A warning, too, to Lebanon and Syria. Release the soldiers taken hostage today by Hezbollah guerrillas on Israel's border with Lebanon, or expect retaliation. Bloody clashes between Israelis and Palestinians on the West Bank, Gaza, and in Jerusalem now threatening to spill across international borders. David Hawkins, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Earlier, Israel, for the first time, was forced to abandon a position. Soldiers evacuated the Joseph's Tomb enclave in the West Bank. Palestinians then vandalized the Jewish holy site. In Yugoslavia today, an historic move toward peace. Vojislav Kostunica took the oath as Yugoslavia's first popularly elected president following the overthrow of dictator Slobodan Milosevic. Of course, there will be more news later on this CBS station. I'm Russ Mitchell, CBS News in New York. Have a good afternoon.
This is when a lot of people start to worry. Are they ahead or behind in the race for college, retirement?
Mike Jarvis, AXA Advisors.
Will they have enough to do the things they want? I tell my clients a good plan can get them through, and it's never too late to get started.
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
Okay, so you're a little behind. You can catch up. I can show you how.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Hey, where's Tony? Man, he never misses a game.
Yeah, it's the first time in years.
Honey, hey, home?
Millions of men are rediscovering their love life, reconnecting with their partners, because they did something about their erectile difficulties. If you or someone you love isn't living life to the fullest because of ED, call now for this free, confidential information. You'll get the facts about ED and learn what you can do about it. Discover the truths and myths. There's even a section that can help determine if you have ED.
Tony? You think Tony's watching the game at home? You're wonderful.
Reignite your love life. Call for your free information today.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield, even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Avaya, communication without boundaries.
Mom, Dad, remember how my rent was earning me airline miles?
Yeah, that rewards program?
Scrap it. I'm not going anywhere. Mark. What I want now is merchandise, preferably brand name, and I've been kicking some numbers around. I've already earned the television. That's going upstairs. Give me a hand with this, Dad, please. Dad.
You want brand name merchandise?
Yeah.
What does this look like, a Holiday Inn?
Points, miles, or merchandise. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
As the traditional drop-back quarterback dropped off the planet, the NFL Today checks in with Drew Bledsoe and Peyton Manning. Plus, old dynasties rise and fall. Are the 49ers fighting their way back to their former glory? The NFL Today has all the answers and gets you primed for a doubleheader day. Sunday on CBS.
Ready to start the third quarter here in Starkville, Mississippi. Hometown Bulldogs on top of 15th-ranked Auburn, 17-0. Craig Bullerjack back with Dean Blevins. And, Dean, you look at the first half numbers. There are several that jump out. Auburn Tigers, not a first down in the first two quarters. 16 rush yards, 28 total yards. And what's a stunner, that's on 21 offensive plays in the first half.
That is absolute total domination. And when you look at the running backs, Rudy Johnson is the one we thought would accumulate all the numbers, and they have been accumulated by DeCenzo and Dante of Mississippi State. So it has been a whitewash. You know, I was looking back at last year's game down at Auburn, and Auburn only made 9 first downs in that one. And that's the least number of first rounds Mississippi State has ever given up. So they have Auburn's number. Auburn has been beaten thoroughly at the line of scrimmage. And if they have any chance of coming back in this game, their linemen have to be much more physical with a very physical Bulldog bunch.
John Michael Marlin set the kick, and second half is underway here in Starkville. Tim Carter will not bring it out and takes a knee. Well, Dean, let's take you back to last year. Mississippi State's Matt Wyatt, who filled in for Wayne Matkin, hits Matt Butler for that go-ahead 11-yard score. And then Fred Smoot, the talker, he seals the victory with the pick in the final seconds. And Mississippi State, they come back with 15 points in the final 4 minutes to win that game.
Well, that one was a complete stunner, and Auburn hasn't recovered from that in this series. Of course, they have, and in the sense that they've come back in the first part of this season and played extremely well. But they're playing against a different breed of cat out here today.
Offside's the call against the kick team, so they're going to bring it back and re-kick this ball from the 30-yard line.
Well, Auburn has to begin by getting first down. Getting one first down to begin.
One would help.
Yeah. You know, you got to start somewhere. They're going to be bucking that win. They're going to be right into the teeth of that win. But we'll see what the staff, led by Mazzoni, will come up with here after having a halftime to adjust. Tuberville telling us he just wanted to hang in there so he would have a chance to win it in the fourth quarter.
Carter lost it at the 3, picks it up, brings it near side. Flags are down, sidesteps at the 20, 25, 32-yard line. A fine return, but again, flags that we saw in the first half down once again.
Well, that appears to be the 7th penalty on Auburn.
Holding.
Number 7. And just when it looked like they would be getting good field position, you move them on back.
Tommy Tuberville, who is pacing the sideline as we listen in on Dole Jackson. Dean Tuberville last year was 5-6. This year they start 5-0, and there's already been talk about bowls, about postseason play.
Well, they only need one more win to get there. I think there's no question but what Auburn will get there pretty quickly. I don't believe Tommy Tuberville felt this was a national championship type team, but he still believes in his club, and he's a fighter. I mean, this game is not over.
From the shotgun, Ben Leard. 4 of 12 in the first half, hands off to Rudy Johnson, and picks up his biggest gain of the day, 9 yards to the 19. Now, Rudy Johnson had 9 carries in the first half for 16 yards.
Well, and you see Rudy talking to his guys, saying, give me some daylight. Just give me something. And they did that time. Now, Auburn is a team that when it lines up in the gun, they throw the ball almost exclusively. That last play, it was the gun and a run.
That was actually the first down of this game for Auburn. From the eye. Back to Rudy Johnson, chopped down at the 22. Rudy Johnson, a junior college All-America. Butler County Community College out in Kansas won a couple of junior college national titles last year. His numbers staggering: 2,224 yards, 31 touchdowns.
He played with, what was it, Blade?
Yeah, Willie Blade played
in the Maroon, the defensive lineman. They played together on that championship team.
Johnson now with 11 carries, 28 yards. From the shotgun, second down. Heavy pressure, throw it underneath, and the catch is pulled down by Ronnie Daniels.
You know, Mississippi State's done a wonderful job of corralling this guy because Daniels is an explosive player. He's a very strong player. You have a blitz come from the left side. Lear does a good job of fielding it. And Lear goes down following the play as birdsong right in his face. But Ronnie Daniels was a high school linebacker along with wide receiver. He's a physical player.
Daniels 3 catches for 13 yards. Third down. Lear incomplete.
You know, I'm asking that Auburn get the ball downfield, that they have a vertical passing game. And what the resounding answer is, can't do it, we're not going to give you time. Guys like Stevens are going to be in the backfield. Ooh. Stevens wisely holds up after the contact. But, Greg, if you don't have time to hold the ball, you can't go vertically.
Duval very busy. Punting this afternoon. Larry Honeyman back to receive for Mississippi State. Good kick. Honeyman underneath at the 32. Changes direction, cuts upfield, stacked up and dropped around the 37-yard line. Rob Pate made the tackle. 42-yard kick and a 4-yard return.
This week in Suzuki Heisman Highlights.
This year's MVP has got to be the V6 Grand Vitara by Team Suzuki. Check out this play. With his V6 quad cam engine and ladder box frame, he tackles that mountain like it was an anthill. That's power. With that kind of season, it's no wonder the Grand Vitara has been named the official automobile of the Heisman Trophy.
Now at your Suzuki dealer, vote for the Heisman candidate of your choice. Enter to win a V6 Grand Vitara and other great Suzuki products.
6 weeks before one of the biggest games of my life, I felt a strange pain in my chest. What my doctor found was my toughest opponent yet. 3 of my arteries were more than 90% blocked. After recovering from surgery, lowering my high cholesterol became more important than football. Later, I was fortunate enough to coach my team in the biggest game of the season. Along with a healthy diet and regular exercise, taking Zocor every day helped significantly lower my total cholesterol.
Zocor is a prescription medication and is not right for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems, because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Zocor and about any medicines you are taking.
When diet and exercise are not enough, talk to your doctor about Zocor. Take care of yourself. It's your future. Be there.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called?
Aflac. I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete. Why does America love Becker? Hello? He says what you think.
You want to talk on your phone, do what everybody else does. Go to a restaurant.
Becker, season premiere, CBS Monday.
Mississippi State leading Auburn by 17. They have the football. They start this drive at their own 36. Matkin pedals back, throws up and off the fingertips of Grindle. Time for the Aflac trivia question. And what is unique about John Heisman's relationship with Auburn University? What is unique? We'll have the answer a little bit later.
John Heisman, of course, the man for whom the Heisman Trophy began. State coming out aggressively on that first play call. That's the way that Sparky Woods has been in this game and was against Florida.
Play clock down to 5. Matkin under center. DeCenzo Miller hit and knocked down. No gain.
You know, in looking at the numbers coming into this game, Auburn had the statistical edge over Mississippi State in almost every category. Total offense, points, rush yards, first downs, third down, time of possession, points, yards defensively allowed. And the only category there that Mississippi State held the advantage in was rush yards. So maybe you can make numbers tell you whatever you want, because Mississippi State has reversed all of that.
I think this is one of Auburn's better defensive stands on the afternoon. Third down and a long 9. Matkin throws, sideline, incomplete. And Grindle was just a step behind that footballer. That was big yards for Mississippi State. Creighton on coverage along with Rob Pate.
Well, that's a good stand by Auburn. You're right. And they're going to be able to get the ball back with perhaps decent field position. But I think what Mississippi State established is that they're going to continue to be aggressive, and they're not going to allow the safeties of Auburn to be involved in the running game to a great degree.
Furnace Cole in to punt for the 4th time this afternoon. Ooh, low snap. Handles it. High hanger. Robinson inside the 15.
Yard kick,
2-yard return. We'll be back.
This week in Suzuki Heisman Highlights.
This year's MVP has got to be the V6 Grand Vitara by Team Suzuki. Check out this play. With his V6 quad cam engine and ladder box frame, he tackles that mountain like it was an anthill. That's power. With that kind of season, it's no wonder the Grand Vitara has been named the official automobile of the Heisman Trophy.
Now at your Suzuki dealer, vote for the Heisman candidate of your choice. Enter to win a V6 Grand Vitara and other great Suzuki products.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield, even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by Compaq, Exxon, the United States Marine Corps, and by Suzuki.
Welcome back, Scott Field. They will expand this stadium, 9,000 seats over the next year and a half. $20 million price tag. Boy, standing room only. They've added more bleachers to hold the fans down here in Starkville. 1st and 10 Auburn. Trailing by 17. Lear, good protection, throws. Rudy Johnson, chopped down. Oh, what a great leg tackle by Pig. Pig Prather.
Well, Joe Lee Dunn that time drops 8 men into coverage. And you know, when you have 8 guys dropping back, you're going to be able to cover virtually every spot on the field. And, you know, Joe Lee Dunn told us the most important thing for them defensively was to tackle Rudy. And there's a good example of it.
Well, Pig got his nickname back in when he was 6 years old because of, you guessed it, eating habits. He was a pig. And they've stuck with him since. Rudy Johnson behind the line. Will they string him out?
You know, if Pig got that nickname the other night, you and I deserve it after the barbecue feast that we had. No, you can't go left and right, can't go east and west as they run the stretch play, which works against so many people. But look at the defense just string this out, and Rudy Johnson looking for a hole to try to slip through. There's nothing there.
You know, it's been a game of game tackling, which is just really a Joe Lee Dunn's defense calling card.
Yes, it really is. Really is.
3rd down and 13. 3 wideouts to the far side. Lear throws underneath. The catch is pulled down. Daniels. And off comes a hat and a couple of bean bags.
Well, what a ferocious hit. And it looks like that recovery by, was it Simmons?
Yeah.
What a heads-up play by a big 320-pounder. Has the presence of mind to pounce on that after hustling downfield. That is an impressive play by an offensive lineman.
Kendall Simmons, the junior out of Ripley, Mississippi. You're right, 6'3", 320.
Interestingly, he turned down Tuberville in Mississippi, and he ends up playing for Tommy when he goes down to Auburn.
This drive continues. 1st and 10 from the 29. Leared over the middle. Caught and then dropped.
We're seeing a clinic. I mean, this is an absolute clinic by Mississippi State. That was a good route. But the defense was as well. Watch the zone coverage. Perfect timing. Josh Morgan, a guy who walked on here, followed his brother in his footsteps, and this guy is a really solid player for Joey Dunn.
Well, he led the nation in total defense a year ago. He's #1 in the nation right now against the run. 26 yards. 2nd down, 10. Rudy Johnson. Where did Hagan come from? Hey, don't do that. I saw the throat slash. You see that?
No, I didn't. Nope, I didn't see that. That would have been the first mistake by Mississippi State, though. I mean, I'm serious about this clinic. It's a tackling clinic going on here.
Boy, emotions riding high. 3rd down and 10.
Of the 30 offensive plays for Auburn, 15 of them, half of them, have been for no gain or negative yards.
4 wide receivers. And now a timeout. Leard calls timeout. And the noise loud and raucous.
Where do you find inspiration? Sometimes where you least expect it. With technology that takes you beyond old boundaries to something more inspiring. Like the compact Proline server. With a 1.75-inch profile that fits everywhere, you can have your next big idea anywhere. Welcome to the new IT, inspiration technology from Compaq.
The automotive world is hyped for the V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki. Open Road says it's eye-popping. Automobile Magazine raves there's more sport in this sport utility. And Road and Track says it's powerful enough to kick sand in the face of every other four-door in its class. The Suzuki V6 Grand Vitara. Come in and see why Motor Trend says it must be on your shopping list. Get 0.9% APR financing on all V6 Grand Vitaras with approved credit at your local Suzuki dealer.
And now a look at this week's Suzuki Heisman Watch Update.
Tim Randall along with Spencer Tillman here in New York. Well, he arms the Purdue attack. Quarterback Drew Brees. And you know what, Spencer? He finally has a big-time Big Ten win to hang on his Heisman.
Well, it's pretty simple. Just call it. Drew throws it, and the band plays. Brees 32 for 44, 286 yards, 2 TDs, and just 1 pick for Drew Brees.
Vic had an average day by quarterback standards. He's in it. For more information on the Suzuki Heisman Watch, log on to cbs.sportsline.com.
8:41 left, 3rd quarter. Mississippi State, 20th ranked, leading 15th ranked Auburn, 17-0. Jackie Sherrill, Tommy Tuberville.
Well, Ben Leard in there saying, guys, come on, give me some time. Because of being long yardage situations on 3rd down, Auburn only 1 of 9 on conversions.
Leard's gone exclusively with the shotgun. From the backside, the blitz. They throw it up for grabs. Caught in the pocket. Right in the breadbasket is the tight end, Robert Johnson, the freshman from Montgomery, Alabama. Birdsong brought him down.
Well, this is the good-looking big prospect I mentioned earlier at 6'6", that he needs the ball lobbed up to him, and Leard gets hit with a backside blitz. But this is an example of throwing it over the top and even Smoot with a late hit. Josh Morgan in the backfield, but even a late hit wasn't enough to disrupt that one. Beautiful play.
That was the 29th play this season for Auburn of 20 yards or more. And they're on the move now. Rudy Johnson, that passes that will open up the run game. And he follows his blockers of Nowland and Casillo. You know, Dean, you saw Timmy talk about Heisman hopefuls. Here's a few others, and Michael Vick continues to impress.
Oh, absolutely. LaDainian Tomlinson down there at Franchione. Dennis Franchione and his guys win again at TCU to stay undefeated. Aaron Crouch struggling today. Josh Heupel at Oklahoma may be a guy, if they were to upset Kansas State next week, that might jump in late.
That was a pickup of 6, 2nd down and 4. Oh, right on the knee, Galladay. Toby Galladay. You want form tackling. I mean, use that at your coaching clinic.
Galladay is winning the battle with Simmons. Galladay comes in from the left-hand side of your screen. And look at Simmons, 73, trailing him. He just completely lost. Had a slant on that time, and it was a perfect play call. And when you have the right call on, and you've got a guy 6'3" and 315 pounds doing it that's quicker than a cat, you got a good chance.
Loss of 2, 3rd down and 8. Rudy now 15 carries for just 27 yards.
Blitz. Too many men coming in. They could not account for them.
And Dean, I think when you talk to people around the country, why is Joe Lee Dunn's defense so successful? Because he's taking chances. Every time he throws, he's going man coverage with his DBs. He's bringing everybody, and he must have tremendous confidence.
Well, he does. His guys can cover man-to-man, but the reason it's successful is, number 1, he has great athletes. Number 2, they can run. And number 3, they play hard every snap.
Duvall, the kick, and a fair catch by Pig Prather. 39-yarder. Well, here's the answer to the Aflac trivia question. What is unique about John Heisman's relationship with Auburn University? It's the only school he coached that has had a Heisman Trophy winner. And here they are. A couple of good ones, by the way, Dean Blevins.
Pat Sullivan, I think he can throw the pigskin around a little bit, and a guy named Bo. Now, there are 2 really superstars, huh?
It's like Bo Jackson, if not one of the most, the premier athletes that college pro games ever seen.
Just fabulous. That injury robbed him and us the last few years.
Mississippi State back on offense, and they are continuing to run and chew up Auburn's secondary. DeCenzo Miller, you get past that front of Auburn, and then he just has open running room.
Well, and DeCenzo showing he is a tough character, and also showing he doesn't want to give up his position as the starting tailback. He goes out in the first half with a sprained ankle. They go tape it, and he's back in the lineup. But when you have guys like Dante Walker and Justin Griffith hanging around, you don't want to miss any action.
Miller now 9 carries for 91 yards. 1st and 10 from the 30. Miller again, stepping over white jerseys to the 35.
See, I think there's a lot of difference between having 2 or 3 tailbacks competing against one another and rotating them than rotating quarterbacks, which has become common. I mean, Texas, I hate to pick on them because they were humbled today, but the experiment with Sims and Applewhite really hasn't done much for team chemistry. At quarterback, it's tough. At running back or right tackle, that's another matter.
3 wide receivers on 2nd down and 5. Under 6 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Little bootleg, Matkin up for the flat. Harold Lindsey, the junior from Marietta. And Rashad Walker, the roverback, makes the tackle.
Mississippi State making this look easy. Look at Wayne's numbers, 11 and 19. He has the touchdown, and he's avoided the bad play today, Craig.
Yeah.
You know, usually that's been the thing that's held him up. Coach Tuberville said, we want to put the game into his hands. Well, right now, he's got a 17-point lead, and Matkin's not making any mistakes.
You know, Tuberville told us that he thought that the improvement with Mississippi State lies in that young man's hands, the maturity and the development of Wayne Matkin. Mark Brown making the tackle. Well, next week, doubleheader football here on CBS, the Home Depot College Football. 25th ranked Notre Dame taking on Navy. And 15th ranked Auburn back in action against the Florida Gators, who did it up against LSU this afternoon. That's next Saturday, high noon, right here on CBS.
Both of those are fun. We're going to be down with Charlie Weatherby and the Fighting Irish. We'll be down in Orlando for that one. A little different setting.
You may get some sun.
Yeah, that'd be different. It's hard to get sun in your motel room studying game film.
Miller breaks a tackle and then stood up and dropped at the 49. A pickup of 1. The clock will continue to roll. You know, DeCenzo Miller and Dante Walker, we've had a chance to really talk to both of these young running backs the last couple of weeks. We were here last week for the Gators. And Dante Walker told us that, you know what, there was some talk about maybe a running back controversy. He says, no. Walker and Miller, the night before games are roommates, and that's by choice.
Yeah, they changed that. It wasn't that way, the way they set it up to begin the year, but as people talked about a controversy, Dante says, hey, Vincenzo, let's room together, and they've done that, and there is absolutely no controversy.
Miller's over 100 yards, 12 carries, up the century mark. Mackin throws, flags her down. Walker breaks the tackle at the 30. Still on his feet to the 20-yard line, but a flag is down back here at the 40. Javar Mills from his left end made the stop. 32-yard pickup. Holding. Auburn.
Wow. You don't see defensive holding very much. And I don't know if Auburn saw the flag and held up or not, but that was a play that Miller.
Holding during the run by the defense, which is declined first down.
You know, Vincenzo Miller didn't hold up, and he reminds me of Marshall Faulk. There's a lot of similarities to the terrific runner for the world champion Rams.
Well, Dante Walker is in now at the tailback spot, along with Kenny Williamson at fullback. First and 10 from the 20. Walker gets the call, stopped, and dropped. Courtney Rose makes the stop. Rose is what they call the whip back. And, Dean, what the whip back is basically a hybrid, a guy who's not big enough to play backer, but maybe too big to play the secondary.
Yeah. Well, he's had a good season. Today has not been a good day for him, and it's not been a good day for 92. See McNeil there? DeMarco McNeil is a guy who slimmed down to 300 pounds from about 325 as a redshirt freshman who has been a dominant force so far this year.
Mackin throws, picked. Beautiful on the timing by Creighton. His third of the year, 7th career interception for Rodney Creighton.
Well, Madkin making a critical error here, and he had one happen like this last week against Florida. He's going to the wide side of the field. This out route is a little bit farther than your typical short out that you can zip on the line and get there quickly, and the ball hung just enough for the corner to break and make the interception.
Madkin has now thrown 3 interceptions the last 2 games, but the Bulldog defense continues to have answers. Boy, Willie Blade led the charge, and Rudy Johnson has been ineffective so far to this point.
Well, the guys in the maroon are just pushing the guys in white around. They are moving, as you see Joe Lee Dunn. He's not, he doesn't have poison ivy. He's not upset. He's sending in defensive signals.
And you know what, Dean, too? You see, now, Tuberville wears a headset. Joe Lee Dunn says, I have no use for that. I've already got my game plan in my head. They bother me. I don't want people talking to me during a football game.
If I had 4 fast, big 300-pound linemen up there, too, I wouldn't wear one. You know, Joe Lee Dunn is the guy who has special motivation here today. He was the interim head coach at Mississippi when Tommy Tuberville came in and took over. And when he did come in, Tuberville had him in for a meeting and said, you know, do you want to, we don't have a position for you. Here's right where I'm talking to it. He didn't have a position for him there because he'd gone to Arkansas. But look what he's done everywhere he's been. 3rd in the NCAA, first, and at least 1 year at those individual schools.
3rd down and 12. 4 wide receivers. Play clock ticking down to 4. Down to 3. They get it off. Leard settles in the pocket, throws. Little pitching catch. Lorenzo Diamond up to the 29. Not enough for the first down.
Not enough.
Birdsong got help from Galladay.
Well, this is one you probably have to go for, and Tommy Tuberville is choosing not to do it, and he has the reputation of a riverboat gambler. He'll run fake kicks. He'll have onside kicks. He'll go for a lot of 4th downs, but it chooses not to at the 32nd mark here of the 3rd period.
Ball punts away. Huntington underneath. Boy, has to run up at the 43-yard line.
Boy, you almost have to go for that one.
Boy. Well, Tuesday on CBS, a plan to kill the president of Russia is uncovered. Now the fate of the free world is at stake, and every second counts. Don't miss an all-new Jag Tuesday here on CBS.
You know, I say that you almost have to go for that because, Craig, it's into a very stiff wind. The punt was only 28 yards into that wind. So, you know, sure, if you don't make it, you're really in a jam. But that's one that I'm sure Tommy had to think a little bit about.
But look at Wayne Matkin. 1st and 10, final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Thrown out to Walker. And he brings on a number of white jerseys. They stack him up. Clock continues to run. No gain on the play.
This is one of those games that it seems like the team Mississippi's playing against might be able to play about 10 quarters and not score.
Well, that ends the 3rd quarter with the score. Mississippi State pitching the shutout against Auburn. We'll return to Scott Field right after this message and a word from your local station.
The automotive world is hyped for the V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki. Open Road says it's eye-popping. Automobile Magazine raves there's more sport in this sport utility. And Road and Track says it's powerful enough to kick sand in the face of every other four-door in its class. The Suzuki V6 Grand Vitara. Come in and see why Motor Trend says it must be on your shopping list. Get 0.9% APR financing on all V6 Grand Vitaras with approved credit at your local Suzuki dealer.
The season premiere of Walker is gonna cook.
My wife's still inside.
Don't miss the season premiere of Walker at its new time, CBS tonight.
Craig T. Nelson stars in The District. Series premiere, CBS tonight.
Keep your minutes fresh with Bell South Rollover. Only our unused minutes roll over to the next month. We also feature Nokia digital phones, now at your local Bell South Mobility store.
When you need it, we've got it. Action Rentals, we've got it. We've got a whole store of things you really need. You'll never find more. Satisfaction guaranteed. You're taking action. You want to do the job well. We've got more things you need. There's no parallel. Action Rentals, we've got it.
Craving flaky, crispy fish done the way only Long John Silver's can do it? How about golden fried chicken planks with our new tastier, crispier fries, piping hot hush puppies, and zesty slaw? Here are 2 great deals. Now 2 can dine for $5.99 with either Long John Silver's Fish and More or Chicken and More meals. Or if you have family-sized cravings, get Long John Silver's Family Meal. A boatload of golden chicken or fish, hush puppies, and your choice of 2 sides for $10.99. So head on down for the food you crave and the meals you love, only at Long John Silver's.
Looking for a little more excitement this season? Enjoy the most football with DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket at Circuit City. You'll get up to 13 games every Sunday, and right now you can save up to $400. Get your DirecTV system at Circuit City, subscribe to Total Choice Platinum Programming and NFL Sunday Ticket, and get free 3 months of Total Choice Platinum. Plus, save $100 on standard professional installation and up to $40 on powered antennas. Now at Circuit City.
News 12, Sally Schulze, weeknights at 6 and 11.
That's Floyd Porkchop Womack, their fine left tackle, 6'3", 346, has struggled all year long, Dean, with the stretch fracture to his left leg. He played, had to come out actually during that break, and that leg, you can tell, really bothering him.
Well, he's been in and out all day, and we talk about his name and have fun with him, but this guy is a big-time player. He'll play in the next league. He's a guy that's another one of those 320-pounders that Jackie has down here who's really athletic.
Well, Dean, it's been a game of run and pass. Mississippi State's been able to really mix it up very well, and then from that point, it's been the Bulldog defense that has just stifled Auburn.
I think the story of the game is clearly the defense for Mississippi State. These guys are unbelievable. 37 offensive plays have been run against them, and 18 have been for no gain or for negative yards. 3 first downs at this point for Auburn, and 85 total yards. You and I could play offense and have a chance. We wouldn't be behind. We'd have a chance to win.
Third down 9. Pitch and catch, and it's pulled down by Donald Lee, the tight end, hit by Creighton.
Well, people around these parts know that Jackie Sherrill always has great tight ends. He had Reggie Kelly here, a second-round pick the last few years, and Jackie tells me that Donald Lee, the big sophomore there on that play, at this stage of his career is ahead of where Kelly was. He really likes this guy.
First down at the 42-yard line, and now you saw Matkin calling timeout. We'll take a break. Mississippi State up by 17.
Bill Kelly just rewrote his will. To his wife, he'll leave 2 homes and his investment portfolio. He'll leave other assets to his children. All his beneficiaries are here. All except the IRS, who could get 2/3 of everything. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
When we modified a new Beetle to race in the Pro Rally Series, there were a few skeptics. Cute car. This car is actually very tough. Other than some heavy-duty shocks and a roll cage, it's basically up the showroom floor. We even beat some cars with 200 and 300 horsepower. It ruffled a few feathers.
Cute car.
Thanks.
I told you this would work. Good call, Dave. Excellent venue. Who do you think's getting married anywhere?
Guys, someone's coming.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? Are you here with the bride or the groom?
The groom. Bride.
Nice to meet you.
Guys, I think they're on to us.
Hey, I think they're on to us.
Having one on the house? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Having?
Yeah.
He's played through 5 bypasses, a severed finger, a wild dingo attack. And you thought football players had it tough. Dave Letterman taking one for the team. Weeknights.
That is the anchor of that Mississippi State front line. Michael Fair making his 16th straight start for Jackie Sherrill.
Watch it, Craig. He's great snapping and moving at the same time, which is not that easily done. Fumble!
Loose ball.
Maroon got it, I believe.
No, now I see White. Boy, everybody after that football.
Yeah, Mills got it, I believe. Javar Mills will pounce on this one, and it was knocked loose on a flying stab.
Dontarius Thomas.
Yeah, DT got it.
That's easier to say.
Dontarius Thomas causes the fumble, and Mills gets it, and the best field position that Auburn has seen in a long time. But can they take advantage of it? They've got to do it now, and they have the wind behind them. They're one play away from being right in the middle of this game.
From the shotgun has been Leard. Stands, good protection, deep ball. Throws it up. Incomplete. Boy, that was a scary throw. Back was Ronnie Daniels, nearly had it, but Fred Smoot playing some cover defense from his corner spot.
Well, Smoot's not going to be out of position, and Daniels has to go up and just pull that one down. But Smoot is special. He's got him a website, smootsmack.com. He's one of those guys. He called... He's had some words with Tuberville. He actually signed with Ole Miss originally, ended up going to junior college, and then here, of course, and now getting to play against Tommy Tuberville.
Second down and 10. Heavy rush underneath. Carter makes the catch. First down, Auburn at the 43. Josh Morgan made the tackle. Well, Friday on CBS, don't miss the new show TV Guide calls Electrifying Entertainment with eye-popping stunts. Tim Daly stars in The Fugitive, an all-new episode coming up Friday right here on CBS.
One of my favorites, huh?
Eye-popping.
Hey, Carter, who had that, I thought he might circle on around that time instead of cut it back. He's a track guy. Number 2 can fly.
Lear going up top. Got a man right on the fingertips is Carter.
And there's the guy who can fly. He got behind Pig Prather, 29.
You know, Carter has a great bloodline, Dean. His cousins are Gooden, Sheffield, Tim, Ozzie Newsome, Carlos Carson. And Tim Carter is a blazer, a 4.3 sprinter in the 40, and a 10.6 100-meter man.
Now, it's hard to believe what you just said. That bloodline is incredible. If that ball is thrown a little bit farther, that's a touchdown.
First and 10, inside the 20. They throw it out. Keith Evans, a fullback, down to the 11-yard line. A pickup of 8. And Fred Smoot made the tackle. Auburn inside the red zone this season. 20 opportunities. They've come out with 14 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
That's an unbelievable percentage of not only converting, but converting with touchdowns. And Tommy Tuberville told us, he said, let's hang around, although I don't know if 17 to zip is really hanging around. So he said, we'll find our stride offensively, and this is the most impressive they've been all day offensively.
Second down and 2. Lear dumps it over the middle. Catch, but boy, he paid for it. A couple of Bulldogs led by Prather makes the tackle on Carter.
Well, he gets a first down out of it, and that's the key thing. And Carter holds on to it, knows contact is coming, as it has all day with the perfect timing from the Maroon tacklers. But they're moving the sticks, and they're also getting the Mississippi State defense a little tired. That has been an issue for them this season, and not today because they've not been on the field very long. 3 and out, you don't get tired.
6th play of this drive coming up. Rudy Johnson, the tailback. Double tight end set. They put Heath Evans in motion. Play action. Lear throws on the shoelaces and drops. Well, that was a tough catch for Evans, the 250-pounder from West Palm Beach.
Tommy shaking his head there. That's a poor play by his quarterback, and I'm a big fan, as Evans couldn't stretch down there and get that one. I'm a big fan of this quarterback, Ben Lear. I think that he will be a guy who will maybe not start in the NFL. I think he'll make a roster. I think he'll be a backup player. He can make all the throws. He's a good heady player, but he told us the other day that he needs to improve throwing on the run, and there's a good example.
Second down, 3 wideouts. Lear throws, goal line, wrapped up, dropped at the 1. That was Clifton Robinson, and Josh Morgan hit him up high with the Auburn Tigers on the move.
Josh Morgan, a solid tackle, sort of a rodeo move there, and that time because the Dogs were in blitz, the safeties were blitzing, he locked up in man-to-man coverage. He likes being able to do that and doesn't get to do it very much, but a nice job there.
You know, Leard was 4 of 12 in the first half for 12 yards passing. This half game, 11 of 15 for 113.
Very good.
From the eye. Fullback is Rudy Johnson. He gets the call up the left side. No. Josh Morgan is stacking up the tackles.
We've got a decision here. I think he has to try to get 7, as we'll see this one again. Watch the penetration, and it's something we've seen all afternoon long. Watch the penetration. The guys in the maroon get in the backfield. Galladay, Hagan, Knight, secondary guys, Stevens.
Timeout, and we'll take a break. 17-0 Bulldogs.
They get hired by companies like AT&T, GE, and Ford. They get training in over 200 real-world jobs. And they get it in the Army. That's right, the Army.
John Burgess started this company in a second-floor bedroom.
9 months later, it looks like a good idea.
Jeannie Gagner and Alan Robinson, AXA Advisors.
With new wealth came new responsibility for John and his employees.
We provided key man insurance and estate planning for him.
Deferred compensation and 401ks for his people.
AXA Advisors helps business owners succeed.
It's not just about making it.
It's about making it last.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
The
Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen, the United States Army, AXA Advisors, and by Oracle.
Tommy Tuberville, after the timeout, wants points. Dean Blevins, and he has brought in his kicker, Damon Duvall, and will try a 19-yard field goal. You can look at it both ways. Time, 11-13, you're down 17. The points, it could give this team a lift. It was a nice drive by the Auburn Tigers.
I think this is a good move. I think you have to get the points. Your team has worked for it. You don't want to come away with nothing. It shows the ultimate respect for the Mississippi State defense, and now you're 2 touchdowns away from having a chance to win it.
Sweetie?
Come with me.
Watch this.
Woo!
Travis. We're here for a dishwasher.
Big on taste but low on cash? Check out the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu at Burger King. Serious food at an incredible price, like the Slammin' Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe or some tasty mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can have great taste for under $1.
Need sports equipment? Go to MVP.com. All the best gear, all the best brands, and insight to help you play your best. Get all the gear from your favorite NBA, NFL, NHL, or college team. MVP.com. Gear up for sport.
I'll be telling you which teams are headed uptown and which teams are headed downtown.
I'll tell you why he's wrong.
Auburn has broken the drought here in Starkville. They trail by 2 touchdowns, 17-3. Duvall has it teed up at the 35-yard line. Tig Prather will bring it out. Prather at the 15, breaks the tackle, 20, 25, down to the 27-yard line. Well, our Richard Toole Scholar Athlete of the game is Mississippi State University center Michael Fair. Richard Toole's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to Mississippi State University's General Scholarship Fund, 3.27. Now there's Michael Fair out of Carrollton, Mississippi.
Shouldn't surprise you that he has great feet. That's one of his best attributes because he was a former fullback and a linebacker in high school, and then he actually played some of that here. Nice player.
Dante Walker on the pitch. Stacked up and dropped. He'll lose one back to the 28. And Larry Casher cashing in as he broke through to make the stop.
You know, as poorly as Auburn has played offensively, their defense has hung in there, and they still have a chance here. They've gotten some momentum. They've gotten some new life because the other guys, their offense, put some points on the board. Wind behind you, a little momentum. Keep hope alive. You know what I mean?
Clock running. That would be the biggest enemy of Auburn. A little misdirection, and the ball goes over to Walker. Good downfield tackling by Auburn. It was Rob Pate.
Well, he ties up his man right there. Fair, we talked. Oh, my goodness. Got away with one there.
Look what the camera caught.
Huh?
Look what the camera caught.
Yeah, candid camera. No replay here, but no replay for the official's sake, but we caught you.
Do you buy into the
fact was unfair?
Yeah. Do you buy into the fact, though, every offensive play, you can actually call holding on an offensive lineman?
Yes, I do. Every pass play.
Into the flat. Read nicely again by Auburn. They have really come to call here on this defensive series. Mark Brown, the Jack linebacker, runs down Walker.
Brown is really talented. He's been a player they've worked both at the middle backer and also out here at Jack backer. And Auburn has momentum swinging its way for the first time all afternoon.
Prentice Cole, number 48, inside his own 15. Auburn should have good field position.
Picked up and down inside the 5. Reggie Torbor picks up the loose snap and nearly gets in.
Well, there have been a few bad snaps today, but this was not one of them. This was just Prentice Cole fumbling around and stumbling around, and Auburn has a chance to turn this into 7.
Well, this field has seen some strange plays the last 7 days. You remember last week, Dean, the 2 snaps by the Gators over the head and shotgun? And now today, a snap that should have been handled, but yet fumbled. And Auburn, with 8:54, knocking on the door. Rudy Johnson, touchdown.
And this is Rudy Johnson's quarter. He's like a bowling ball that you let go down a slide. He gains momentum, picks up speed, and by the time he hits the bottom, you better get out of his way.
Boy, how quickly the momentum has changed in this game. Some simple play up the middle, and Rudy Johnson, all 230 pounds of him, rolls in. Duval in to try the extra point. This will cut the lead to 7. And 7 it is. Auburn down 7 and a lot of time.
Are you following PHRN?
Get your clients from the PHRN.
Clinical testing through the roof.
It has been a discovery. We'll be announcing it soon.
I hope this works.
Me too.
See the story behind the numbers. Go to cbs.marketwatch.com.
Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of their special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want, plus all the salad and breadsticks for $7.95. Good thing I was born hungry. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
From Amazon.com to Yahoo, from Cisco to Sun, companies that know the Internet best run Oracle. Oracle. Software powers the Internet.
Tina Sinatra on her father's last days, the woman she wishes he hadn't married, and what he and the mob did for Jack Kennedy. 60 Minutes, Sunday.
8:50 remaining in the 4th quarter here in Starkville, Mississippi. Scott Field, a new record of attendance today, Dean, 43,917. They broke it last week against the Florida Gators, and they break it again today, 43,917.
And when they add on to this stadium, when it's completed, they will fill that stadium and continue to add on to it. We have a ball game.
Duval the kick. Prater 5 yards deep. And says, nope, I'll take a knee. I will take a knee.
You know, Tommy Tuberville earlier this week told us, he said, you know, I preach patience. I preach stay with the game plan. He says, don't give yourself what Steve Spurrier did and panic and throw it 70 times. He says, you can't do that. Well, I thought it was pretty outspoken, which he is, to say that about Spurrier, number one. But it also shows that that philosophy is pretty good. It shows that you're confident in what your guys can do, because They did nothing the first half, but here they find themselves in the middle of this ball game at the 8:42 mark.
Indeed, to add to that, they've been patient, waiting maybe for the one mistake that Tuberville spoke of that Mississippi State could possibly make.
Well, and I say that they haven't thrown the ball and gotten it picked off by panicking, and they also, he took the 3 points, Craig, instead of gambling against that great defense and coming up empty-handed. Now, all of a sudden, it is a 7-point game, and if they hadn't taken those 3 points, we may not be here. But still, they are against it because Mississippi State, with the lead in that defense, is the favorite.
Second down and 9 from the 21. Backs are split. Matthew pedals back, 5-step drop, rolls over the middle. And the catch is pulled down by DeCenzo Walker. Well, tomorrow, the NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. Didn't answer the guys. They'll get you started at high noon tomorrow. And then at halftime, it's the NASDAQ.com halftime report. Mike Ditka and Randy Cross will be there for all the scores and highlights. And, of course, the latest NFL news. That's tomorrow, the NASDAQ.com halftime report. Third down and 1. We'll set this from the eye. First down to Sinzo Miller. Stanford Simmons, the free safety, made the tackle.
No tricks here. Out of this formation, you're going to do this. You're going to run the ISO play the majority of the time. And it was just man on man, and that time Mississippi State wins out.
Well, the middle three of Lee, Fair, and Watson opened up a big hole.
Yeah, and Lee and Watson are a couple of mid-term JC guys who are very good.
They're backside on a naked bootleg. Auburn giving chase. Matkin throws and complete to Lindsey. Boy, good pursuit, but not quick enough was Javar Mills.
Jackie Sherrill calls Matkin an athlete playing quarterback. He calls his other quarterback, Kevin Fant, a quarterback playing quarterback, but that's a good example of the athlete in Matkin using his feet to create a gain of 3.
Second down and 7. Line up 2 wideouts to the near side. Now in motion goes Huntington.
You know, I like DeCenzo's action. He is a guy who keeps his legs moving, and he's always moving forward. And if you get down low in the trenches and see what he has, right here he doesn't have much. Gets hit, does a pirouette, continues to move forward. And he's been on a roll.
15 carries, 115 yards. He's from Ware, Mississippi. And Dean, just down the road, about a 20-minute drive. And he always likes to check in and have Sunday supper with Mom. 3rd and short. Well, Auburn points one way, Bulldogs point the other. First down, Mississippi State.
Well, Mississippi State's best to do something with this offensively because defensively they've lost a little momentum. Hagan, their star linebacker, is being looked at by the team doctors now. Dorsett Davis, the potential first-round pick in a couple of years, at tackle is out. Robertson is out, so they're a little depleted right now.
First and 10 from the 48. Matkin throws a rainbow near sideline out of bounds. And that stops the clock.
You know, Craig, what you're seeing right now, you might be saying as a Mississippi State fan, why throw it? Let the clock run. Well, you call plays at the line of scrimmage most of the time. Wayne Matkin goes to the line of scrimmage after getting the play sent in. 85% of the time, he will make the call based on what the defense does. It's an either-or. And if they stack the numbers against the run, which they've been doing, you've got to throw it.
Second down and 10 to pitch. Look at the explosion. Miller. For last week, you saw a terrific performance of 172 yards on 19 carries, and today he's about equaling that against Auburn.
Gets the toss, sees a hole, goes right through it. And when you get the toss 5 or 6 yards deep, you've got to find what you want with your eyes and bust right through it. You don't have time. You can't just run and then react. You've got to see it and go. got to be instinctive, and I think that's one of the things he is more than anything else.
A pickup of 9, 124 yards.
He didn't get this unless it's second effort.
They're going to have to pull the chains out.
This is a huge spot by the officials.
Needed it, Dean, from our vantage point. They had to get over the 38-yard line, and they're not there.
He didn't get it.
About a football short.
Big call. 4.5 minutes to go. If you give it back to Auburn there, you're saying, defense, we think you can stop them. And I think that's why you would go for it, is that you have all the confidence in the world in your defense.
And Jackie Sherrill wants a timeout. I mean, Scott Westerfield has a nice leg, but not that strong. We'll be right back. Let's take a look at our Exxon scoring recap. Westerfield connects from 29. Griffith scores on the 41-yard touchdown. Fant finally jumps over from 1 yard out. And then Duval answers with a 19-yard field goal to put Auburn on the scoreboard. Johnson from 1 yard, and that's how we got here. 17-10.
Jackie Sherrill electing to use a timeout here. I believe he will go for it. I think that because of the fact that last quarterback sneak was stopped, that they wanted to talk about it, Craig, because that's the play you go to. You have plays that you run as they're wanting to talk to the official about something, but because that play was stopped, I think they want to regroup, talk about it, and now they change their minds.
Boy, Jolie Dunn, he is burning up. So after the timeout, Mississippi State will choose to punt. Prentice Cole, who fumbled that last snap attempt that led to the Auburn touchdown, is in at his own 44-yard line.
He will be concentrating on catching this and getting it off and not worry about how far.
Clifton Robinson awaits. High hanger. And a good bounce inside the 5 to the 4. Well, tonight on CBS begins with a new drama, That's Life, starring Paul Sorvino, Ellen Bernstein, and Heather Page Kent. Then Chuck Norris stars in the season premiere of Walker, Texas Ranger, followed by the series premiere of The District, starring Emmy winner Craig T. Nelson. Big night. Don't miss it. Tonight on CBS.
Jackie Sherrill considered going for that, but he says, no, I'm a Bear Bryant disciple. Bear taught me to play defense, play field position, and win with special teams. And let's do that.
1st and 10, Auburn at the 4-yard line. Daniels, Worthy, and Carter, 3 wideouts to the far side. From the shotgun, Lear throws. Oh, a tough, gutty throw, and the catch by 15. Clifton Robinson. Boy, Lear threw that into some traffic.
Yeah, he did. It was zone coverage, and he'll find a little spot to throw it over the top of the linebackers underneath the safeties. That is perfect for Robinson. Clifton Robinson is a guy who's been a little bit banged up.
He's out of Naples, Florida, 22 years young, and a senior. 1st and 10 from the 20. Blitz. Lear throws near sideline, up on the ladder, and batted away by Smoot at the last second.
You know what, Craig? I think I would just go away from Fred Smoot. I mean, this guy is about as good as I've ever seen. I think Deion Sanders is a better college cornerback. And ironically, or coincidentally, his hero is Deion Sanders.
Along with a guy named Woodson.
He can tackle a little bit better than Deion. But I don't think you mess with him. I think you have to do what Deion used to do in his prime, and that's just people go to the other side of the field because they aren't going to beat him.
Smoot came to Mississippi State by way of junior college, Hines Community College, where he was a JC All-American. Heavy rush, Lear throws. That one will fall helplessly incomplete.
Smoot makes everything on his side a moot point, as Leard did go the other way that time.
Well, in his short time, Fred Smoot here at Mississippi State, 7 career picks. And he had one last week against the Gators. Auburn is 2 of 13 today, Dean, on third down tries.
Ronnie Daniels right here is their go-to guy.
Movement and flags.
I circle Clifton Robinson. Sorry about that. Up top is the go-to guy, Ronnie Daniels.
That's Doyle Jackson with the call.
Can't move in. That one's costly. Tungate in for Steers, out with that injury earlier. With a big miscue.
8 flags now against Auburn for 64 yards. Third down and 15.
This is when a crowd's really a factor because they can't hear the audible very well.
Leard in the pocket, throws complete,
but not much. I don't understand that.
Ronnie Daniels made the catch, but there was no running room.
No.
Eugene Clinton, the right dog safety, made the tackle.
No, I don't understand that. And they may be going for this one, but you check off to the receiver who's running a hitch on a 3rd and 15 and trying to break tackles against Joe Lee Dunn's defense is very, very difficult. You've got to get it downfield, and now you can look out on top for number 25, Daniels.
They're going to rush 3. Leard looks downfield, throws it incomplete.
You know what? He had it. Daniels was his man, and he overthrew it. That might be the last chance.
2:46 left in the 4th. And Mississippi State will take over on downs.
Daniels will come down on a post route right in here. And that play is opened as Clinton was giving a lot of cushion there, Craig. That ball was very throwable. It was not catchable, but it was a ball that Leard had a lane open, and he had a man open, but he didn't deliver, and it wasn't close.
You see timeouts, 1 remaining for both Mississippi State and Auburn. Miller stacked up, dropped for a 1-yard loss. Well, here's our CBS Sportsline stat of the game. In its rushing yards, Bulldogs at 125. Auburn held today for 18. For complete college football coverage, go to cbs.sportsline.com.
Valiant effort this afternoon by Pork Chop Womack. He has been out there in pain all afternoon long with that stress fracture. And I hand it to him for continuing to play because, Craig, that is an injury that hurts more and more as the season wears on.
2nd down, 11. The pitch goes out to Miller. They'll lose a couple of more back to the 23-yard line. 2 minutes left. There's a timeout on the field, and we'll be right back to Starkville.
Now there's a Chevy Venture with flip and fold seats and a built-in entertainment system.
I knew I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque.
Introducing the Warner Brothers edition from Chevy Venture, the most versatile minivan ever.
Get $1,000 cash back on any 2001 Chevy Venture. See your Chevy dealer today.
Chevy Venture will be there.
This mystery of the missing $500,000 must be cleared up. And somebody here knows where it is. Plum? Who the blazes are you?
I'm Gus.
What you think this is? Some sort of a game?
Yeah, got it in the Sunday paper.
Clear up the Sprint PCS Clue mystery and you could win $500,000. Get your game piece and great savings in your newspaper and at participating retailers.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot, Sprint PCS, Solomon Smith Barney, and by Chevrolet Trucks.
$1:59 remaining. Fourth quarter. It's been incredible 7 days in Starkville, Mississippi. It started a week ago today with that win over Florida. Today, unbeaten Auburn comes to town.
0 timeouts with Auburn, and I agree with you. The 7-day period. Last week, they said the biggest in 20 years as we were here on hand for the Florida upset, and Tommy Tuberville brings his team to see Jackie undefeated. And because of the bad blood, that made this game even bigger.
3rd down and 14. Matkin. Gives it. DeCenzo Miller breaks the tackle and pushed out of bounds. He will be close to the 1st down. Rodney Creighton able to fight off that stiff arm of DeCenzo Miller.
Well, DeCenzo Miller does a nice job, and it was a good play call, but you've got to hand it to 10 right here. You mentioned Creighton. This is a play that if he does not get the ball carrier down short of this 1st down, the game is over. Auburn's down to slim chances as it is, but their chances are 0 if the 1st down is picked up on that play.
Back-to-back 100-yard games for DeCenzo Miller.
And so now on 4th down, Jackie Sherrill can win it with a field goal. If it is a bobble and Auburn picks it up, a block, and he picks it up, they can go in to tie it or win it with 2 points. So I think they go for it. What do you say?
Going for it.
Go for it. Make Auburn turn around if you don't make it and go 90 yards to have a chance to beat you.
Total yards today, Mississippi State 331, Auburn 164. They load up that backfield.
Now, is that a power formation? Tight end here, and you have 3 guys in the backfield. Sneak or a power play.
Matkin.
First game over.
Auburn out of timeout.
And fittingly for Mississippi State, the game clincher is a power play. A powerful football team. Powerful in the offensive line, powerful in the defensive line, powerful coaching. Just a powerful football team, and they are finally, Craig, getting some national respect that they believe is long overdue.
Clock is running from the eye.
Take a knee and go back to the huddle.
You're not going to take it on a knee. DeCenzo Miller. Well, today's play of the game presented by Solomon Smith Barney is on the defensive side. Mario Hagan of Mississippi State. 7 tackles and 1 for a loss. Watch in December when Solomon Smith Barney presents the CBS Sports College Football Player of the Year award show.
Craig, I've really enjoyed Jackie Sherrill the last couple of weeks. I don't know about Jackie's logic here, though. I don't know why you hand that ball off, and now they're going to take a knee, but there were no timeouts remaining. And just a handoff play, there's too much execution involved. And I say you get on that knee as quickly as you can, and you let this crowd go nuts and ring those cowbells.
Well, last week at this time, they had a rush to the goalpost. I don't think it's going to happen today. As we mentioned, they have new goalposts, but they put Vaseline on that lower bar so students, fans couldn't get a grip, so to speak.
What a sweet win for Mississippi State. Wayne Matkin playing another solid football game. He had the one mistake on an interception, but other than that, he was good. The rest of his teammates were good, and this crowd knows it.
Final seconds as Jackie Sherrill heads over to shake hands, or will he, with Tommy Tuberville?
I don't know. Let's watch. They've had some interesting recruiting battles throughout the years.
And they were cordial.
You know, one thing about these coaches, each is controversial. But you know what? These guys are good coaches because they win. They came into programs that weren't winning before, and they have been winning.
Back-to-back wins. Jackie Sherrill here at home, 17-10, the final. Mississippi State over Auburn. Understand that Tuberville and Sherrill did not shake hands. Well, they nodded at one another, but no handshake. Stay tuned. Tim Brando will be back with our college football postgame show in just a moment. 17-10, Mississippi State.
Dr. Roger Maxfield is ready for a professional money manager. The kind he never thought would handle individual portfolios. One of the best is a few feet away. If only the two could mate. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
I remember this great kid, Tommy, sharp as a tack. He thought we should offer a package of voice, data, and web services for one flat rate, just like they do at XO Communications. So I told him, put it down on paper, and I'll let you present it to the board. Wonder where Tommy works now.
They can't. We do. Voice, data, and web for business. XO, not just talk.
Magnificent Saturday, and welcome to our college football studios for the post-game report. I'm Tim Brando alongside Spencer Tillman. A quick reminder before we get to the scores and highlights of the day tonight on CBS at 8 Eastern and Pacific. It's a brand new drama, That's Life, starring Paul Sorvino, Ellen Burstyn, and Heather Page Kent. Then Chuck Norris stars in the season premiere of Walker, Texas Ranger, followed by the season premiere of The District, starring Emmy Award winner Craig T. Nelson. That's all coming up tonight on CBS. Well, obviously a very important game that you just witnessed. Previously unbeaten Auburn dropped by Mississippi State 17-10. Auburn got a big break in the second half to have a chance in this game, Spencer Tillman. But again, it comes back to what Joe Lee Dunn's defense is all about. Pig Prather and Fred Smoot and all that pressure coming off the corner. And that really had Ben Leard, who's an outstanding quarterback, on his heels all day.
Pressure or not, with this particular case, it was the cover ability that allowed them to stack inside. And that defense, boy, I tell you what, it really gave Auburn some problems this afternoon. One of the key things you look at is productivity on first down, second down, third down situation. Just once was Auburn able to penetrate in the third quarter. They got their first down once in the red zone. I'll tell you what, you can't be productive with that kind of defense.
And everyone in the SEC West is happy for what Mississippi State did.
5 of the 6 teams in the West now have 1 loss, so that opens up the door for everybody.
That's right. Only LSU has 2 losses in the SEC West. Well, when we come back, we'll have all of the other scores and highlights, a shake-up nationally. All of that when we return with a college football postgame report.
Meet Carlos Sandoval, veteran Navy SEAL, trained to go through anything, equipped to survive it. The Chevy S10 Survival Pack, CD, automatic, air, aluminum wheels, over $1,300 in savings, plus $2,000 cash back. You might think all that comfort could weaken a Navy SEAL. Fat chance. Chevy S10, like a rock.
How many experts does it take to predict a market change?
Tickets, folks.
I'm out. Tax laws have changed. Should I be looking at my estate plan again?
Anyone who knows me wouldn't recommend a stock like this.
Oh, not again. This guy. Investment strategies for you. Great. Just for me. And 5 million other people.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
All right. Who can solve this? Mr. Montez.
Last Saturday in the Army Reserve, I figured out how to link up 23 Bradleys, 40 tanks, 60 Humvees, 4 medevac units, and 7,000 troops on the move. On Monday, class was no sweat.
Not bad, Mr. Montez.
As little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, Army Reserve.
Travis. We're here for a dishwasher.
Big on taste but low on cash? Check out the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu at Burger King. Serious food at an incredible price, like the Slammin' Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe or some tasty mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can have great taste for under $1.
There you see the final score, 17-10, Mississippi State the winner. Very happy. Jackie Sherrill standing by. Let's go to Craig Bowlerjack at Scott Field.
All right, thanks a lot, Tim. 17-10 the final, 14 straight wins right here in Starkville for Mississippi State. Craig Bowlerjack along with Dean Blevins. Let's take you downstairs right now. Mario Hagan, the fine linebacker for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, joins us from the field. Mario, last week it was Florida, a huge win, emotional win, and a lot of talk in Starkville this week was, does this team have enough emotion left to take on an unbeaten and a ranked Auburn Tiger team?
Yeah, we came out and played a lot of emotion today. We knew that we could do it, and we had a lot of battles thinking that we couldn't, but we knew if we stuck together and played hard every week, we'd come out with big victories like this one last week.
You know, Mario, you guys really put it to Rudy Johnson. Here's a guy that gets stronger as the game goes on. He had 0 yards in the fourth quarter. How was it today matching up against Run, Rudy, Run?
Well, we knew if we come out and play physical, we could stop a lot of runs. We just try to pursue the ball and try to tackle. We knew it would be a big day if we could tackle the guy and win it.
All right, Mario, congratulations. Fine job on the defensive side for Mississippi State. Bulldogs win at 17-10. Let's go back to New York City, and here's Tim Brando. Tim?
All right, Craig and Dean, thank you very much. Obviously, Mario had a lot to do with that win. You know, Jackie Sherrill's got to be celebrating right now, Spencer. He and Holtz are having great years.
That's right. You talk about the possibility of being an SEC Coach of the Year. You got to outpoint the old guy. A couple of old guards. The old guys know what it's like to win big time.
No doubt. And as we mentioned, a very important win for Mississippi State as they roll in the SEC West. Now, clearly, if that's a shakeup in the West of the SEC, how about the shakeup nationally by virtue of Miami's win over Florida State? FSU had won the last 5 meetings. Chris Winkie trying to bring his team back. Hits Atrus Bell there for the touchdown, making it 24-20. But then Miami comes back. This is Jeremy Shockey, a 13-yard pass, his first career touchdown catch. That gives them the lead 27-24. Wide right 1, wide right 2. This one by Matt Munyon, wide right 3. And a very happy Butch Davis as it just misses the upright for FSU.
To me personally, it means an awful lot because of the trust and the belief that these kids have put in our coaching staff. They've never wavered in their commitment to believing in what we're doing, and I'm proud of our players. This is a great team win. Great team win.
We still got a lot of things to fight for. I wouldn't be surprised if a team with 1 loss plays for the national championship. In fact, there might be 2 teams with 1 loss playing for the national championship.
If I didn't know better, I'd say old Bobby had been listening to us. 27-24, Miami with the win today, and this really sets them up in great shape. Remember, on cruise control until Virginia Tech. Pittsburgh might give them a tough time, but 4 of the remaining 6 games are at the Orange Bowl. Now, that's what happened with number 1. What about number 2? Well, it was much closer than this score would indicate throughout the bulk of this game, Spencer. Iowa State came out running today against Nebraska. In fact, an onside kick to open this game. But Nebraska, which once had only a 21-20 lead, now up 42-20 with just over 3 minutes left to play. They should move into number 1 as that holds up. Virginia Tech should slide to 2 by virtue of its win over Bobby Wallace's Temple team today. He has done a marvelous job, Coach Wallace, no doubt about that. And Temple quarterback Mike Frost would lead the comeback for the Owls. He hits Charles Cobb on a 26-yard TD reception. That cuts the deficit to 8. But then here comes Vintage Vic, a high-flying act, taking it in there. But then the Temple defense is fooled again. A wide open hole for Kendrick. Andre Kendrick as he takes it in. That's 35-13. Hokey high. The boys from BPI move on and slide into second in the national polls, one would think, next week. Kansas State, remember, Oklahoma and Nebraska yet to come for them, and today they got it done in a big win.
That's right. Defense wins championship, and how about that pressure right there? Kansas State quarterback has Dylan Smith there in the backfield. Wildcats quarterback Jonathan Beasley. Well, when he's on. Nice 15-yard in for the touchdown there. Kansas State led it 21-0. And then here he is, Jonathan Beasley once again. 22-yard hook up there to Quincy Morgan. K-State running away with this one, 52-13.
Wasn't that long ago. Neither one of them could get a win. And Sports Illustrated said it's futility U, this matchup. Now, Kansas State really rolling under Bill Snyder. NC State and Clemson, much tougher than anyone thought, even though Chuck Amato's team came in unbeaten today, 34-27. Danzler trying to get it done. He's had his ups and downs. Rivers also 351 yards, the outstanding player for NC State at the QB position. Michigan and Purdue, 32-31. At long last, the Boilers get a Big Ten win.
That's right. Travis Dorsch, who had just missed the field goal, is going to connect on one play. But that's obviously not what we're looking at right there.
Then, obviously, the big-time plays came from Drew Brees in this game. Brees finding his man over the middle, just a drag pattern again. And here's Dorsch's field goal. This is the one that does it. He had earlier missed a field goal, and that made it 32-31, much to the chagrin of Michigan. 32-31, the final score in that ball game as they roll on. 23-7 now, Ohio State, Wisconsin. In this game, the Buckeye flag being shown to everyone, but again, Derek Holmes, 80 yards without his right shoe. Well, I guess it's a good thing it's a carpet that won't mess up his socks.
That's all right, though. There's all kinds of stuff floating around on that carpet. You got to watch out.
And the Buckeyes, Steve Belisari, this team is as good. John Cooper will tell you, they're as good as Belisari allows them to be. A 20-yard pass to Darnell Sanders to increase OSU's lead over the Badgers. Boy, Wisconsin just a tough time the last 3 weeks. 23-7, the final score in that ball game. Well, this is the one that you've been waiting for. The Red River rivalry is back, Texas and Oklahoma. We can now say that the Applewhite situation for Bevo is not a good one because he and Sims are now a quarterback problem, not a quarterback luxury. And Quentin Griffin had an unbelievable day.
Quentin Griffin was on fire today. Sooners had him up 49-7 on that touchdown right there. And then Griffin here, his 5th touchdown of the game. 8-yard scamper there. Oklahoma led that thing 56-7. Here he is, Quentin Griffin. They're pitching and catching right now, but when they need to get it in, they just go to number 22.
Again, we mentioned this earlier. Your Sooners are right there. They've got Kansas State
and then Nebraska. Then they got Nebraska coming back, and all of a sudden they've got a shot at the national title if they take care of it.
Can we start talking about Josh Heupel as a possible Heisman candidate if they continue to roll offensively? I think we can. Now, on to the SEC, where today Florida tries to get well. So much concern about their defense coming into Ben Hill Griffin Stadium at Florida Field. Look at this. Whoops. They had that problem against Mississippi State late, but against LSU, a broken play turns into a touchdown. Jabbar Gaffney, he had 8 receptions on the day, that one for a touchdown. And here, once again, culminating a 98-yard drive, this 59-yard strike to Gaffney, who was big time all day long. In the game, Rohan Davey, who was playing on a leg and a half in that upset win over Tennessee, he could not finish this game. Josh Goody played the entire second half, and he, again, was pressured all day as he was trying to pass late in the second half. And when we come back, we will have Jackie Sherrill, or as Johnny Majors, his old head coach, would say, oh, Jackie, when we come back.